Hi, everybody.
Oh,
It wasn't
Hello.
Captain Nick that kept us late. It was me. Sorry.
Well, we've had, it was all of us. We've all had
yeah,
technical
issues.
issues.
I upgraded some software, and now I don't know how it works, kind of. But anyway, it's going to work. It's going to be okay.
Yeah, for some reason for mine, I didn't touch
Excuse
anything
me.
and it's working. It has the same settings that my previous one had, so I guess I
Yeah.
lucked out.
I thought it did, but anyway, it
Yeah.
decided to surprise
Yeah,
me.
we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Anyway, happy Thursday, everybody. Hi, Neil. Hi, Ernest. Who else did I miss that had joined while we were still fiddling around? That's everybody, I think. Said hi to everybody else.
Nice to see you, Nick. How's things?
Look who's here. Look who's here down there.
Yeah, things are okay. Trying to recover from spending the first. I think I had 5 days at home the first month of 2026.
Well done, Nick.
so-
Pointing the right way. And we just got a message from Stephanie that she might be able to join us too. So,
Ooh.
Oh, cool.
yeah, she's going to try and wrap things up. Where did I see that? I better answer her somewhere here.
Just too many things, too many windows, too many things
Yeah.
going on. I'm just checking to
Okay.
see my windows and to see if there's anything I can close just to make sure I don't have any issues. I think everything that I see is something that I need to do the show. And just checking on, so happy it's Thursday. Thank you, Tim, for that. SHIT. Volume levels, let's just make sure from our audience.
Yes.
If we're,
Mike Kuipers and all you other audiophiles out there.
oh, I just thought of something, Camacho, let me make sure that you can access the Unity if you want.
Oh, you know what? I don't even have it.
Oh, okay. Well,
I don't
then,
even have it installed yet.
okay. Don't worry about it. I
Okay.
won't mess with it.
Not to worry. Not to
What is
worry.
Yeah.
What's the
Hang on.
Unity something something? How do I
Oh,
look that up?
it's
Unity client app? is it?
UnityIntercom.com, and then you look for the client apps.
Okay.
Unity Intercom. I think I said Unity Internet, but that's not what I meant. UnityIntercom.com. I
Okay.
think will get you where you want to go. I think.
Yeah,
Anyway,
glad to see you, Neil. I was thinking we hadn't seen you for a little bit.
so let me,
Sorry, I'm very hoarse today. I don't know why.
you really don't. I don't think it really sounds bad, actually. You said Steph is going to join us.
Yeah, she said she's wrapping things up and she's going to try to join us.
What about AJ? Is he going to join us too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And so now we have. So I'm sorry, Camacho.
It's okay. He doesn't have the software anyway.
You don't have
Y-
any.
Yeah, I don't. I'll start down that road, but I don't think we should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this-
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Because I only have 5 slots because I don't want to spend a fortune. It's already
Yeah, no, I don't
expensive.
need it.
Okay. All righty. How is everybody out there in APG land? Hope everybody's doing well. Did we get an idea of how our sound levels are?
Haven't heard anything bad coming
We
back.
haven't said
Guys, can you
anything.
hear us all? Do we sound good?
Nick
Clear?
said I was loud. Which,
What's
Well-
that? Well,
That's something that
something happened in
You blew
Wichita.
something up, Nick.
not only were you loud, Nick Camacho, but you did something.
disappeared.
Thank you, Tanya. Tanya says it's pretty copacetic, but we've
Copacetic,
lost
all
we've
right.
lost Wichita.
Yeah, I guess we shouldn't have asked.
Yep,
Camacho?
exactly. That was the big mistake.
Wow. I'm sure he's swearing up a storm at this moment. We can't hear him. We don't. We do see his
He
video
says no.
thumbnail. Oh, now it says device is not connected. I think you're right. Wichita is down.
You're right.
Wichita is down.
It's
Oh,
not
well,
it's not
Wichita, we
tornado
have a
season,
problem.
is it?
Yep.
Nick C is in the stream with audio only.
Okay.
And it's not good.
No, just sort of sounds like a little hum happening there.
It sounds like in the Apollo 13 days.
Yeah.
That audio quality.
Houston, we have a problem.
Man down.
Man
yeah,
down,
it's down, yeah.
exactly. It's one of those
Yeah,
shows
wow.
that everybody's got to have an issue. Jeff, you haven't had an issue yet today.
Well, there's always
There's
time.
plenty of
Let's not tempt fate.
I'm sure there'll be plenty of opportunity for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, if you
Right.
want to take a beach, you're bound to lose a few.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that what they said
Hey.
on D-Day?
Let's see if Radio Roger's sound level is okay.
You're listening to the Airline Pilot Guy Show.
The view
Yeah,
from
sounds
our
okay to
side of
me.
the cockpit door.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Very good. And
We're going to have a little
what else?
contest here. Radio Roger makes a little bit of a boo-boo in his intro. See if you guys...
Only a little
you may
bit?
not pick it up immediately when we play it, but see if you can figure it out as the show goes on. We'll
Yeah,
just leave it
after
at
we do
that.
some of the news items.
We'll just leave it at that.
Might. Maybe. You know?
Nick's
it's gonna
back.
Yay!
Yeah, hey, Nick.
I don't know what just happened. Every single USB device hooked up to my computer just died, just like reset.
Okay.
Lord.
Well, you
You
came
know,
back
this
pretty
is not
fast.
the first USB device that we've had issues with today.
That wasn't ideal.
Very true.
So
If your
Tanya
name is
says,
Nick- And
Yes.
you have a USB device.
I did
Yeah,
say I could
today is
skip.
not a good day.
I was gonna say I did say I could skip today if Jeff's patience has already been tested by a
no,
Nick.
no,
I-
no.
I
Jeff's
don't care.
chill. Jeff's
I'm
chill.
good. I'm good. Thank you, Mike Kuipers. He
Mike
says
Kuiper
good
says we're
sound.
good too. Yeah, thank you, Mike.
Okay.
All right, so I'm ready when you are, Jeffy.
Okay, let's see. I think the first one has a video, I believe.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
it does. Okay,
Yeah.
so I will. Why is it not showing? Why is it? Oh, that's no good.
Oh, look at that. Why is it showing like that?
That's yours, right?
What do you mean
Yeah.
yours? Yeah, it's mine, but it's supposed to just show the slide, not all the white crap around it.
It's because of the issue that you were having before.
I know.
And that window right there that you're looking at. So in Keynote, that little move your cursor up to the upper left hand corner.
That
Upper left corner. Upper
left-hand
left.
corner. Yeah, there.
Okay. Click on that.
Uh-huh.
Did it do anything?
Yeah, I've got a whole bunch of little boxes showing.
Well, then I guess you can click on it again then.
Those boxes are the view options, aren't they?
Yeah, but
How about to the go up again, the one that's right next to this one that says APG keynote.key?
that one?
Click on, yeah. Okay, oh look, slide only.
Yeah, I've got it
Nav-
ticked.
Navigator, that's the one you want, isn't it?
Well,
Well,
yeah,
that's
but
the one that
no,
brings
that's
in
not
all
the
of
one I
that.
want.
Now hit play.
I have hit play.
Oh, you weren't in play before.
Ah.
I
No,
wasn't,
it's not. Doesn't seem to be playing.
but when I do play, it covers my whole, like I can't see anything but this. I can't see another window. It just, my
Okay.
whole screen is covered with the slide.
Okay, well then you could take the your cursor to like the bottom left or bottom right and just move and make that slide that window.
It's not letting me do
slide.
that. There's no.
Okay, how about? Okay,
Just try a different
you go-
view.
if you go up to the upper left-hand corner of that big giant thing that's taking up your entire screen, you should get the little red, yellow, and green in the
No,
upper
I
left-hand
do
corner.
not.
No.
No, sir. It's just a giant. There's no red, yellow, green. I can't move it. It's just
Even when you move your cursor all the way to the top of the
yes,
screen.
yes. There's
Try
nothing
the
there.
escape key.
I did that, and then
Oh, okay.
it comes right out of play. I'm out of.
Yeah, see, escape is what you hit to stop playing. in
Exactly.
Keynote. Yeah.
Oh, this
So,
is so frustrating.
Yeah, try that one again.
No, don't want that. I want the slide only.
Okay, well then just resize that window then so that it just mostly is the slide. And that's about all you can do, really.
But
You
you
just
know
have to-
how
Mind you,
I-
we're still not playing.
But when I hit play,
Oh, this is really weird.
okay, that's weird because now it's all gone. Like I've totally my bottom menu thing is gone. This is not working here today. I'm telling you.
Well, why don't we just not have slides today?
I think that's what's going to happen because
Okay.
Can I do it from my end, or does it have to be Liz?
No, you can do it.
You could do it, but I'd hate to make you do that.
No, not at all.
Now I've lost my cursor. Is gone missing.
So we're gonna remove that,
Yeah.
Liz. And then
This is so bizarre. Now my cursor won't. Okay, yeah, all right. Thank you, Nick. I don't know. Oh, I'm going to have to obviously play with this more. And
I would say I could do it too, but I have my own.
No, you've got your
thing
own
with
stuff
the
to do.
movies and stuff. Yeah.
Well, apart from the intro, I don't know how you make that work. I can sort of make this happen.
Okay, the intro, when he's counting down, have your cursor sitting on the logo, the APG logo with the wings. When he's counting down,
Right.
and then as soon as you come to the end of that countdown, move your cursor down to the next one, and it'll start to play the thing with all our pictures and stuff on it.
I haven't got the right view because I can only see. Yeah.
Here we go again.
Yeah, I know.
I know. I'm sorry. This is
This is
just
all
this is
because we upgraded
so
to the latest
tedious for
version
you
of
guys.
Keynote.
I'm so
Should
sorry.
not have done that.
No, we should not. It just kept asking me, and I kept anyway. I'm at fault here. So
Well, I mean, I'm having a little
Show
bit of a weird thing going on too with the new Keynote.
yeah, we're going to have a little tutorial at some point.
Yeah.
Try and figure this
Ah.
thing out.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll figure it out, people.
Yeah,
It'll
just
be
stand by.
Hang on a sec. It's way too bloody big at the moment as well. Why has it gone full screen? Oh,
Yeah.
it's because I've got two screens. So, hello. It's what's going on?
It's doing the same
If
thing.
you could just somehow minimize that window that's full screen.
Well, that's the problem. I can't.
When mine goes full screen, the presenter window, I mean, not the presenter window, but the window that we want to share with everybody. If I go to the top of that window, a bar shows up, and you go to the left and just click the green button to keep.
Well, that wasn't happening on my full screen. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Well,
I
it
think we
works on
should.
mine
I think
for
we
some
should
reason.
just go without slides today. This is just.
All right, give me a moment. I'm
right.
sort of trying to work out what to do here. Do you share screen or just share screen?
Share screen, and then you do
Window.
when you're in that menu, then do window, and then there are probably two Keynote things. To don't just share your presenter window, but share the other one that says probably Keynote.
APG Keynote.
Yes.
Share.
Yeah, and there you go.
Hello. All right.
Okay, and then I'm going to add it to the stage. Oh wait, why are we seeing everything?
Bloody
else?
hell. I've just been attacked by a dog.
Oh, you haven't hit play yet.
No, I've hit play now. What's happened? Oh, bloody hell. Goes absolutely full screen.
Yeah.
I don't,
This is what was happening to me
can't
too.
access any way of minimizing it
Yeah.
or reducing it in size, Jeff. Yeah, you're right. This is a bit of a nightmare.
Yeah. I think we just can it for now. Let's just go without, in my opinion.
Okay, use your imagination, everybody.
Right. I'll do it with hand signals. Like there'll be a plane,
Okay.
and then some birds. No, I won't be there.
Okay.
But anyway.
Oh
dear.
Let's see.
Why did they do
Mine.
this when we had something that was working perfectly well?
So they can charge more money. I don't know.
A small plane made an emergency landing in the middle of a Georgia highway today, crashing into several cars. Video shows the final
That's a
few
little
moments
low.
the plane's flight.
Car transferred 420 cross runway 22 at Foxtrot, make a right turn.
What the hell?
Minor injuries reported here.
What
This
was
happened
that?
outside of a retail
Southwest 4996, and it's Tower, you up and ready?
Pilot
Ready to go.
going on?
Southwest 49.
Sounds
It's
like
playing
audio's
two
playing over the
different
top.
movies. Great. I love this new keynote.
Isn't it just fab?
What the heck? Well, we may not be looking at any movies either.
Yeah, how the sausage is made, you're so right. And it's a stinky one.
This
I can't
sausage
see
is definitely
how
stinky today.
closed
Okay, let's
down the
see
bloody
what
thing
happens
either.
if I go. Okay. No, that doesn't work. How about if I hit return? No,
Small
that's
plane
not
made an
the. That's
emergency
the
landing
Bass
in the middle of a
Aviation
Georgia
sound,
highway
even though I'm
today,
playing a
crashing
different
into several
video.
cars.
Okay,
Video
that's
shows the final
too
few
bizarre.
moments of the plane's flight.
Star transferred 420.
Oh, I'm sorry, people. This is.
Like we will admit that we can be incompetent, but this is the software is acting totally differently than we have
Okay, what
been used
if-
to.
Did you completely get rid of your other keynote?
Yeah, I think it overrode it. I think
Let's see.
Let me see.
Applications.
maybe not. Oh no,
Let me see.
looks like
No,
I've
I
got
see
the old one.
Oh,
Maybe I can open the old
sucker up.
one.
I'm going to do the same thing.
No, not now. I'm not going to
Use the new version? No,
No.
not now.
Okay, that's good for you, Jeff. Let's try this file. Open reset.
Okay. And
You may be off the hook, Captain Nick.
Well,
let me.
I'm very pleased because I don't think I could have done any of that shit.
I don't want to use the new version, and I don't want to
No.
collaborate.
Yeah, don't worry about collaboration.
You're not a
We don't need to
collaborator.
collaborate.
I'm
I'm
very
not.
glad to
No,
hear
no
it.
collaboration.
No, I'm not a collaborator.
You know, we never really did that anyway.
Huh?
We never collaborate using Keynote. I mean, we just
We
just
don't
share
collaborate
The same
at the best of times.
file. No, that's true. You know what I mean.
This is looking promising here, guys. Hang on.
Okay, let me.
Share screen. Window. Oh my God! It looks like the old. Oh yes, yes, yes.
Let me see if I've gotten back to normal here.
I just have to keep telling it I don't want to use the new version. It keeps trying to push you over
Small
to the
plane
new
made an
version.
emergency landing in the middle of a Georgia highway today,
No.
crashing into several
some
cars.
reason.
Video shows the final few moments of the plane's
Star transferred 420. Cross runway 22 at Foxtrot. Make a right turn in November.
I don't know where that is playing from.
Southwest 4996, and it's Tower. You up and ready? Ready to go. Southwest 4996, traffic's 4 mile final, runway 22, clear for takeoff.
That's the San Francisco one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's very weird.
Star transport 420. Left turn on golf. Cross runway 31. Left and 31 right at Delta and then November.
I don't understand why
I
it's
don't
doing
either.
that.
That's weird.
Wind 210 at 9.
All of the Delta. Delta 1408, cross runway 31 left and 31 right at Delta and then November.
You kidding me?
Cancel takeoff clearance. Cancel takeoff clearance. Southwest. Cancel takeoff clearance. Charter. Data 420.
That was from the
Turn
last
left.
show.
Turn left immediately.
Oh yes, that's the one from the. You're right. That's the.
You know what? I think that maybe I have two. Maybe
Instances.
there are two videos in that slide. Maybe that's what's happening.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let me escape.
Escape, Jeff. Pull the
And,
escape.
Why?
Do your
Escape?
Martin Baker seat there.
It's not. See, I'm hitting the escape key and it's not doing anything. That's weird. Why?
Isn't this fun to watch, all you guys in the
heck?
chat room? It's so
Okay, I'm
frustrating
loving
for
it.
us. Yeah.
Quit.
Anyway, thanks, Nick, for volunteering, but it looks like I'm back in
Oh,
control
well
again.
done. Well done.
I just never
Okay,
have to
hang
use
on.
that new version. They're probably going to kill it soon because it's the only one that works.
Jeff's media key open, and then let me see what's going on here.
I don't know, Tanya. Why are upgrades, quote unquote, always terrible? Like somebody thinks this was a good idea, right? Somebody got a promotion by putting out this new version in the company.
They probably want to try and introduce AI into it, which they'll
Yes.
charge you for.
They do,
That's what- yeah,
exactly.
That's exactly why they have the new
Yeah.
version. You nailed it, man.
I
And it's
just
gonna be a
want to use my
subscription.
own eye, not AI. I don't need any artificial eye.
Okay, I think I may have fixed my issue
Woohoo!
with Keynote. I think that was a user preparation error. Let me see.
Well, small plane made an
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds better.
Okay. All right. Let me share it. And share screen and window and
Countdown? Oh, you got your recorders working?
I have this one on. Let me turn on the other one. We're getting so close.
Wouldn't that have been great
Only
after
half
all
an
that?
hour late.
That's all right. Big deep breath. It's all okay.
Okay.
We just had to go back to the old way.
Old school. We're
Old
going to old
school.
school it. Okay. I think I'm recording in both of the places, and it looks like StreamYard's recording. Okay.
Alpha Juliet's arrived.
Okay,
Okay,
cool.
good.
Oh, you know what? That means... Shoot.
Hi, AJ.
I guess I didn't miss anything.
No.
No?
Well, yeah,
Well,
you did,
you
but
did.
it
A lot
wasn't
of
very
drama.
interesting.
It wouldn't be anything that you'd be interested in seeing.
Do not, I repeat, do not upgrade your Keynote if you have Keynote.
ever.
See?
He has got a Windows machine.
Android and Windows wins again.
All right, let me get that out of there and put him down here, and then copy and paste Mr. Schramm.
Yeah, he
And
just
then
lit up on my
Camacho's
stream
at his
deck.
meeting, right? So he's not going to be in the intro at
No.
the beginning.
No, he's not.
Okay.
He'll
And
he'll
so I've
pop
got
back in about
Schramm.
half an hour.
Okay. Okay. Everything is just working so wonderfully.
You're so right.
The word you're looking for is swimmingly.
Tim.
Swimmingly. Yes, swimmingly. Okay. Why can't I find... There it is. Okay. Here we go. You guys ready?
Okay. Yeah,
Let's
I'm
see
ready.
What the heck happens?
You're listening to the Airline Pilot Guy Show.
The view from our side of the cockpit door.
WAPG. It's the Airline Pilot Guy.
Airline Pilot Guy, episode 695.
Yeah, he's up in the sky. It's the Airline Pilot Guy.
Hello, you're listening to the Airline Pilot Guy show. The view from our side of the cockpit door with the host, Captain Jeff, broadcasting live from APG headquarters in Roswell, Georgia. Today's show is recorded the week of February 9th, 2026.
Yeah, he's up in the sky. It's the Airline Pilot Guy. Put your light and he's flying by. With the Airline Pilot Guy.
In today's episode, a near mid-air collision in San Francisco and dramatic video of a small plane making an emergency landing on a busy road in Florida.
Thinking we're not going to make it. Please tell my wife Molly I love her and my parents. I love them so much.
Also ahead, more news and your feedback. So get all settled in. Tray tables and seat backs in the upright and locked positions. Electronic devices powered on. I'm Radio Roger, and Flight 695 is ready for pushback.
Thank you, Radio Roger. He's an award-winning TV and radio reporter, currently at the #1 all-news station in the nation, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM in
New York City.
Welcome to the Airline Pilot Guy Show. It's an aviation podcast covering the latest in aviation news and answering your great feedback. I'm Captain Jeff, a former U.S. Air Force pilot and a retired Delta Airlines captain. And joining me from his Garden View studio,
In Hartford, Hereford, and Hampshire.
retired professional dog photographer, former RAF, RAAF fighter pilot, retired Airbus A330, A340 captain for Virgin Atlantic Airways. It's the lovely Captain Nick.
Hi there, Jeff. Thanks very much for that great introduction. Now, APG 695, that's a big number, isn't it? Just remember that when I start talking about Keegan Gill. He's a fighter pilot, nicknamed Smurf. He suffered a catastrophic malfunction in his F-18E Super Hornet, and he ejected at 695 miles per hour. It was the fastest survived ejection in U.S. naval history. And the violence of the ejection broke bones, damaged nerves, resulted in brain injury, which left him barely alive. He floated around in the ocean for 2 hours, struggling to survive. Eventually, he was picked up, physically damaged and mentally broken. He had to learn to live again, a story he tells in his book, Phoenix Revival, and perhaps our librarian might want to pop that into the library.
Send it to me, Nick, and I'll send it to her.
Sure, it's in Getting to Know You, the notes.
Okay, thank you.
And he also tells his story in an episode of Aircrew Interview. A link for that will be in the show notes.
Excellent.
I'm sure that's very impressive, but the Air Force did it faster.
They might have done.
Brian Udell was somewhere between 780 and 800 miles an hour in an F-15.
Did he live?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right. Okay, that's why it's the
Yikes.
one in U.S. naval history. When we get to show 1,000 and how many?
700 and whatever.
It'll be a while.
Perhaps we could mention that.
Make a note.
What a tease. Okay.
Nobody died
Thank you,
today.
Captain.
That was good, Nick.
Yes, no one died.
Almost, but not quite. And also, joining us from the north woods of the Atlanta suburbs, you heard his voice there in the background, race car driver, self-taught chef, commercial multi-engine instrument-rated pilot with an interest in anything with enough horsepower to kill him. It's AJ Alpha Juliet.
Hey, Jeff. Hey, Nick. Hey, Liz. Glad to be here. I've,
Nice to see you. Even though you got your smelly hat on.
I do. It's very stinky. Yes, but I like it. But beating
Luckily.
Atlanta traffic one more time. So.
No smell-o-vision today, thankfully. All right. And also, last but not least, from her studio in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, retired financier, aviation enthusiast, spreadsheet master, and our favorite producer, it's Liz Piper.
I'm his favorite because I'm his only producer. That's why.
Well, we didn't have to tell him that, Liz. Come
Anyway,
on.
we made it above freezing here for the first time in about a month. So very,
Yay.
very
Well
exciting.
That's
Anyway, have a good show. All those problems are behind us now. Okay.
awesome. I'm hoping so.
Bye.
All right, here we go. Bye.
Stand by for news.
Now we're going to start with this story in our news segment. It involves a video, and we're going to play that video right now, if you're ready, Liz. All right, here we go.
Well, a small plane made an emergency landing in the middle of a Georgia highway today, crashing into several cars. Video shows the final few moments of the plane's flight right before it lands hard on the ground. From there, it collides with a number of cars on that road. Incredibly, just minor injuries were reported here. This happened outside of a retail corridor in Gainesville. Authorities say the pilot of that plane reported engine issues shortly after taking off from a nearby airport.
All right. So, let's see. Let me get back to the another source. This source is fox5atlanta.com here in Atlanta. Miracle in Gainesville. Plane lands on busy roadway. Single-engine Hawker Beechcraft BE-36 made a dramatic emergency landing on Hawker Beechcraft? Is that right?
They've
Is that what
been
we're calling
saying that
now?
consistently. It is not a Hawker Beechcraft.
I know. Like, what? Okay. How about a Beechcraft BE Bonanza 36? Yeah, Textron, I think. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, made an emergency landing on Browns Bridge Road in Gainesville, Georgia. The pilot, Thomas Rogers, reported engine failure shortly after takeoff from Lee Gilmer Memorial Airport with a student pilot on board. We have some audio from that if you want to hear it.
Gainesville traffic, mayday, mayday, mayday. Bonanza 229, Tango coming in for 1-1. Straight to 1-1 sliding, Gainesville. Gainesville traffic, this is Bonanza 229, Tango. We're not going to make it. Please tell my wife, Molly, I love her, and my parents. I love them so much.
guess what? They did make it.
Hooray!
Yay!
Good job.
They did. He didn't think he was going to make it, but he did. Let's see. The single-engine plane struck 3 vehicles during the midday emergency landing, which we just witnessed on that video, on a busy Gainesville roadway. Despite landing near power lines during peak traffic, no fatalities or serious injuries were reported. The aircraft suffered a total engine loss shortly after takeoff, forcing an immediate descent onto the road. And let's see. We lost our engine taking off out of Gainesville and realized, tried to glide back, did everything by the book, but realized we weren't going to make it back with how far out we were, so we came down on the road, said the pilot, Thomas Rogers. Yeah, the student decided to make a very big decision in his life and not to not fly ever again. So AJ, Alpha Juliet, I know that you're a local GA pilot here, not in the same neck of the woods as Gainesville. It's a little bit up the road, but not too far. Do you have any intel at all about this incident?
Other than Brownsbridge Road is a very busy road, so props to that guy for being able to thread the needle and just run into a car laterally as opposed to squish it vertically.
Yeah, yeah.
But there was a great video done several years ago by Paul Bertorelli with I think it was Av Week or AV News or one of those Aviation Week magazine. Anyway, but he talks about what's the mindset you need to have for making a forced landing like that on a road and those kind of things to consider. So that guy, all things considered, he did an extremely good job.
Yeah, there are a lot of wires there for sure, and somehow.
And I think from some of those angles, it makes the wires look a lot more dense than they are going down the road the other way. But at the same time, there's still a lot more wires than a runway. We'll definitely say that.
You know, sometimes I'm at my favorite campground at Lake Lanier called Shady Grove. And that's just off of Browns Bridge Road. Of course, that's a little bit further to the west of the area in which this airplane came down. This airplane came down very close to the city of Gainesville, so it was a lot more.
I mean, basically in the city of Gainesville.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So there we go. Congrats to the crew and only minor injuries all around. So that's kind of a minor miracle, I think.
Yeah, and he was so close to the runway too. I mean, he was a runway length away from the runway. That's it. Almost there.
Yeah.
By the way, they are Hawker, or were Hawker Beechcraft. HBC, or Hawker Beechcraft Corporation, an American aerospace manufacturing company that built the Beechcraft and Hawker business jets between 2006 and 2013, and I think this one was 2010, so that fits.
But I think they only made the Beach jet. I don't think they produced the Bonanza and the Baron.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Oh,
I think it's just a branding thing. You know, it's like Boeing slapping their nameplate on the F-15 and the 717.
Hawker Beechcraft originated when Raytheon merged its Beech Aircraft Corporation with Raytheon Corporate Jets.
Yeah, maybe it was the whole thing.
All right. I still don't think it's a Hawker, but whatever. I don't care. Doesn't matter. Hawker.
Yeah.
Hawker. Yeah. All right. That's enough of that, I think. Yeah. No, that was we heard last week's video several times. All right. You guys ready to go to the next one here in our new segment? This is another video from Bass Aviation near mid-air collision at San Francisco. And we're going to go ahead and play it right now. There's the familiar Bass Aviation sounder, Real Aviation Communications. This is San Francisco International.
United 2621, runway 1 right, cliff takeoff, wind calm.
Takeoff 1 right.
United 2312 tower, runway 1 left, line of weight.
Runway 1 left, line of weight, United 2312.
Okay, the simulated radar depiction is showing the first United clear for takeoff.
United 2312, RNAV 2 stick, runway 1 left, clear for takeoff.
RF stick, 1 left, clear for takeoff, United 2312.
Okay, I was trying to pause it. Yeah, the depiction on the VAS Aviation video is showing United 2621 that was cleared for takeoff. That's at the very beginning of this video. But it looks like they had still a little bit to go. They had to kind of make a right turn and a left turn before they finally got to the end of the runway and started their takeoff roll. And then we just heard the tower clear United 2312 on the parallel, the 1 left, clear for takeoff. Apparently, maybe he forgot that he had just cleared 2621 for takeoff. I don't know. Let's find out what happens here. All right, so they're showing 2621 finally rolling, and then 2312 looks like a nice formation takeoff.
David Tower, front your flight 34.
United 2621 Heavy, turn right heading 050. United 2621 Heavy, turn right heading 050.
2621.
United 2312, turn left heading 350.
Left 350, United 2612.
Yeah, I don't know how you guys both got takeoff clearances, but that did not happen. United 2312, climb maintain flight level 190.
Excuse me, but it did happen. We heard it.
Flight level 190, United 2312.
United 2312, and caution my turbulence for the Heavy off your right. He is diverging off to the right out of 2,200.
United 2312.
United 2621 Heavy, stop your climb flight level 190.
2621.
And 2621 Heavy, contact departure 135.1.
35-1, no, we're not clear of the 65.
Yes, you were.
I'm not going to answer that.
Yeah, I'm sorry, my lawyers advised
United
me not to.
2312, contact NorCal departure 135.1.
35-1, United 2312, good night.
Do not answer any questions.
David Tower, front your flight 3439 ILS, 28 left.
Front your flight 3439 Tower, wind calm, runway 28 left, clear to land.
Clear to land, 28 left, front 3439. United 2621 is out of 3600, and we're climbing to 190.
Yeah, 2621, not going to approach your radar contact, verify you on 050 heading.
We are on the 050 heading. United 2312, 3200, climbing flight level 190, 350 heading.
Yeah, it's windy 312, not going to approach your radar contact, turn left heading up 200, vectors for Susie.
Left 200, United 2312.
Yeah, 2312, maintain flight level 190.
Flight level 190, United 2312.
United 2621, turn right heading up 090.
Right turn 090, United 2621.
He's still wondering what's going on.
You got time for a question?
Nope.
United 2621.
Yeah, 2621, go ahead.
Do you not show our clearance to be the stakes departure?
Yes, sir. That's what I showed, but the tower said there was an issue with the departure, and you rolled and another one rolled right behind you, so you had to get separation.
Okay, yeah, no problem. It just you sounded a bit alert. That's all. No question, no problem.
Bit alert?
As opposed to the way they normally sound.
But yeah,
There's been some incidents at SFO, just saying.
Both airplanes continued to the destination safely. Okay. So I have to be honest. The first time I listened to this and watched this VAS Aviation video, I guess I missed the part where that first airplane, the Heavy 2621, was cleared for takeoff. And so I'm thinking, oh man, he must have taken 2312's takeoff clearance. But no. When I listened to it again, I went, oh no, he did. That was the very first thing we hear on the audio is 2612 being cleared for takeoff. And I guess something distracted the controller or something. And he had forgotten that that United was cleared for takeoff. Maybe didn't do a good job clearing the runway or whatever. And I'm wondering, I don't know what you guys think, 2312, when he's cleared for takeoff, I'm sure that they probably can see the Heavy on the right runway. rolling about halfway down at that
Provided
point.
they're looking out the window and scanning the
Yeah,
airport
well,
like they should, instead of looking
yeah.
down at all the strips and
That
things on the
that is
table.
an assumption that I'm making at this point, but I'm thinking, I guess maybe my assumption would be, well, obviously that guy is on a different departure. Couldn't be on the same exact departure that I'm going to be flying, which is the stick departure, STIK, I think. They flashed it up on the screen on the video, which requires almost an immediate left turn to the first RNAV fix. Now, interestingly, the clearance for the first United takeoff did include directions. Not that it necessarily needs to include directions to like RNAV to blah blah blah, clear for takeoff, which is clear for takeoff. If you're filed for that departure, then that's what they're expecting you to do. But I did note that the second guy, they did say RNAV to that first fix. So I don't know. I think it just a momentary lapse of situational awareness. Maybe the 2612, the heavy jet, took a little bit longer than the tower controller was anticipating and kind of dropped out of his cross-check or something. Yeah, the tower controller should have been given a number. So, AJ, you're not an air traffic controller, but you're about as close as you can get to one here amongst our co-hosts, because you do that's your job in training air traffic controllers. What's your take on all this?
I think this probably would have been solved with something as simple as a heading assignment on the takeoff for the heavy, the first airplane. That would have given him separation. So I don't think this is quite as dramatic as the artwork for the YouTube video would lead you to believe. It wasn't they weren't within 6 feet of each other or anything like that. It was a loss of legal separation, so that controller had a deal, and he has paperwork that he's got to go through. But it wasn't quite as dramatic as they made it out to be. But normally in these scenarios, when you're launching airplanes that quickly, you'll be assigning headings. If you have two that are on the same departure, you should be separating them via heading or distance. So
that's my point is, I don't think that they intended for them to be launched that closely together.
Right. Well, you could. So if the United was on, I don't remember what the other. There's a SID that goes the other direction. I think it's Safer or something like that. But there's another SID that goes the other way. So if he had in his head that United 2621 was on this departure, and the 2312 was on this departure, they're going to automatically diverge. There's no separation loss. Because they're both planning on going the same way, he went, oh crap, and fixed it quickly with simple, like I said, simple heading assignment. But
right, yeah. The resolution of the issue or incident was good. It's just that, trying to figure out why did it even happen to begin with, and I think it feels to me like that the heavy took longer before it finally rolled for takeoff than Tower was expecting. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that. I mean, they can take all the time they want. They weren't told to expedite.
Based on what we heard in the video, I don't think either pilot of either United flight did anything wrong. This one, based on the information we have from the video, this lies at the feet of the controller.
And you also make a good point with these VAS Aviation and Real ATC, these videos that we see. It's all depicting like a recreation of the radar or the ADS-B display or whatever you want to call it. And so and there's always a disclaimer on these videos saying, this is to the best of we can estimate where these positions are, but this is not the actual, depiction or the actual.
And also sometimes
radar.
the audio's edited and silences are removed, or sometimes they're not. So being able to see, being able to actually know for sure what that time frame was between those clearances and those kind of things. But like I said, without more information as far as maybe just off frequency, maybe they heard something, they got a different clearance or a different departure or something, but without being able to hear the rest of the story, as the case may be.
Yeah, we don't always have all the pieces
Yeah, 2621 was a 777. I don't know what the other one was, but they're
So
not
it's-
exactly an airplane you can taxi around very fast like Jeff did. Their Jeff number would have been quite small, their taxi speed. So yeah, it's going to take them. And there's it's quite a bendy, convoluted little access to get to one right. So I'm not expecting them to be on there at the speed of heat.
Right. Okay, we have Nick Camacho joining us. If you'll unmute yourself so we can hear you. There we go. Hello, sir.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Good to see you. Now, Nick was with us before we started the recording of the show, but he had to leave momentarily because of this thing called, it starts with a W. What is it called again? Work. Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, you're not
but
allowed
I'm
to
glad
say
you're
that.
back.
Yep. Thank you.
Keep that out.
Yeah. Say something, Nick.
Something.
Yeah, maybe turn down the gain a little bit.
You forgot Nick.
On the high
You
side.
said say something, Nick.
Is that better?
Say something. Nick. Yeah, I think so. Talk a little bit. Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
What do you think, Liz? Good? She thinks it's still a little bit high, a little bit hot.
Interesting.
Don't overdo it, though.
Okay.
What about now? Okay, cool. All right. Well, I guess, yeah, so we just finished the, you know, we should have done this in different order, Liz. We should have played the Bonanza forced landing in Gainesville, Georgia first because of, with Camacho here. But I don't know if it really would have made any difference. The guy lost engine power shortly after he took off in Gainesville, Georgia, and landed on a busy boulevard.
Yeah, the main conversation, Nick, was whether it was called a Hawker Bonanza or a Bonanza.
That's the
You
important.
mean a Hawker Bonanza or a Beach Bonanza?
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
everywhere referred to it as a Hawker Beechcraft Bonanza, and we all went.
Correct. That's actually true.
That is,
Yeah,
Oh.
it's what we did the research
So,
and found that.
so when Raytheon sold, when Raytheon sold it, that business segment in the whenever that was in the mid 2000s or whatever, the company that bought it rebranded it Hawker Beechcraft. So since that was a 2010 airplane, technically it was sold during the time period when the company was named Hawker Beechcraft.
Oh, so
technically,
those
it is
owners
a.
can walk around and say, "I fly a Hawker."
They can. They also
until
they
you
also
get to the ramp.
yeah, they also led to the end of the vaunted Hawker name because after they were done with it, it was no more, unfortunately.
There you go.
Yeah, the only comment I was going to make on that video is some lucky person ended up with a pretty expensive tip tank because when that guy
Embedded
hit
in their
like an
car.
SUV or a minivan or something, he left his tip tank in the car that he hit.
Oh. Not sure that they appreciated that, actually.
I doubt they did, especially if it still had fuel in it.
Yeah.
Free fuel. Yeah, way to go.
Free fuel that you won't be able to use. Well, actually, you could use the avgas, right, in your SUV.
Yeah, you could use it once or twice. Yeah,
and you've got an auxiliary fuel tank as well.
I think the lead. I think the lead will preclude long-term health of all the modern sensors and stuff. But I think it'd run for a little bit.
Destroy the O2 sensors pretty quickly, but other than that, it'd be fine.
Yeah.
Okay, well, never mind that. All right, very good, very good. So, welcome, sir. I'm glad you were able to join us today, and can't wait to get all caught up in our getting to know us segment. But until then, we're going to keep pressing on with some more news. And let's see here. Let me see if I can find my Evernote. There we are. Okay. Next item, 01B. Canada's made. This is from CBC.ca. Canada's major airlines wind down flights to Cuba as Havana Airport warns it will. Speaking of fuel, it will run out of jet fuel. No tip tanks. Well, I guess that would be avgas and not jet fuel. But you understand. Canada's major airlines have all suspended service to Cuba, with Air Transat announcing Monday evening it was joining Air Canada and WestJet in canceling all flights as the Caribbean island's major airport warns it will run out of jet fuel. All three airlines said they had plans to bring travelers home to Canada. Over the following days, Air Canada will fly empty planes to pick up approximately 3,000 customers already in Cuba and return them home, the airline said Monday in a statement. Air Canada made the decision following advisories issued by government NOTAMs regarding the unreliability of the aviation fuel supply at Cuban airports. For remaining flights, Air Canada will tanker in extra fuel and make technical stops as necessary to refuel on the return journey. Air Canada announced that seasonal flights to Holguin, and Santa Clara, Holguin, are canceled for the rest of the season, and that flights to Varadero and Cayo Coco are scheduled. You like that? I think that was pretty good. Are scheduled to operate year-round, but are currently suspended with a tentative restart pending review on May 1st. In an email to CBC News, WestJet said it would wind down winter operations to Cuba as of February 9, which was about 3 days ago, with plans to resume service to the island April 26. In a later statement, it confirmed the decision would also include Sunwing Vacations, WestJet Vacations, and Vacances, WestJet Quebec. Vacon. Okay, Vacon. WestJet said it was also sending empty aircraft to Cuba starting Monday to ensure the safe return of guests currently vacationing in Cuba. Anyway, in an official notice, a NOTAM posted to the Federal Aviation Administration website, Havana's Jose Marti International Airport warns Jet A1 fuel not available as of Tuesday, with the warning running until March 11. A note. Okay, they talk about what we know what a NOTAM is here, on the show.
That's what NOTAMs are. They're just a bunch of garbage.
They're just a bunch of garbage. Let's see. I think in here they tell a little bit about why they ran out of jet, or running out, or have run out.
It's to do with Venezuela, isn't it?
It
Didn't
does have
Venezuela
everything to do.
supply them with most of their oil products?
That makes sense. Okay, so some stuff going on.
What's going on in
with
Venezuela?
Oh, I have no
think
idea.
there's something going on.
Yeah.
Well, that's a shame.
Yeah, because I've operated plenty of flights where we had a local shortage of gas. Africa sometimes has supply problems when it comes to aviation fuel, so we would often tanker fuel in with enough to get airborne after we, did the turnaround, and transit to another airfield nearby that had plenty. And then you'd land and refuel with enough to make the entire journey home. So I
would think
it's
with
such
Miami
a common
Homestead.
thing that they didn't really need to stop flying. There had to be other reasons why they entirely abandoned all these flights.
Yeah, I would think with Miami Homestead being 7 minutes away by Boeing.
Yeah, exactly.
With, I'm assuming, plenty of gas.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be much more than just the jet service, but also other services, accommodations impacted by the lack of oil. So,
yeah, I
all
see
right.
that Canada has issued a travel advisory for Cuba, warning that an ongoing shortage of fuel could affect resorts and flights. So, yeah, I think they're going to be in a bit of a energy crisis there.
Okay. Very good. Let's continue with some more news. No, this is an interesting one. I have some questions here. This is from the New York Post, and also, actually, I'm going to read the article that I added below that from the aerotime.aero. Pilots jailed in Guinea, the African nation, during a fuel stop. Families plead for U.S. intervention. 2 U.S. pilots of a Gulfstream business jet, G4, have been detained in Guinea for nearly 6 weeks after what they describe as a routine fuel stop that turned into an armed confrontation on the ramp in Conakry. Is that how you pronounce it? Conakry? Okay. Fabio Espinal Nunez, 33 of New Jersey, and Brad Schlenker, 63 of Illinois, were operating the Gulfstream 4 on a charter flight carrying a Brazilian family, I think of 5, from Suriname to Dubai when they landed at Conakry's Ahmed Sekou Touré International Airport to refuel. Thank you. Both pilots were met at the airport by a large contingent of armed military personnel. Nunez said roughly 100 soldiers surrounded the airplane pointing rifles while shouting in French, and that there's a joke there, multiple armored vehicles were positioned nearby. Schlenker described the encounter as an ambush and said radio transcripts and flight documentation show the crew had clearance to land. Guinean authorities have accused the pilots of violating national sovereignty and making an unauthorized landing, allegations their families dispute. Espinal Nunez's fiancée, Lauren Stevenson, told U.S. outlets that Guinea's civil courts have taken steps that should allow the men to be released while the case proceeds, but that the military has blocked their release. A family source familiar with the trip told Aerotime, this news source here that we're reading from, the crew believed required permits for the fuel stop had been arranged by a local handler, raising questions about whether the detention stems from a paperwork failure or something more deliberate. Conditions inside the prison have become a central point of concern for the relatives. The prison has dirt floors, limited sanitation, prisoners taking turns sleeping. A U.S. sounds like an aircraft carrier or something. A U.S. State Department spokesperson said the department is aware of the detention and that consular officers have visited the pilots multiple times since late December 2025. Now they're asking the pilots' families are now asking publicly asking the Trump administration to intervene. In an interview with CBS News, Schlenker directly appealed to President Trump for help. Guinea had a military coup, an uprising in 2021. And so since then, things have been quite, well, maybe even before that, have been quite unstable as far as politically and militarily in the country. So now, for my question, a couple different things. I looked on a map and I thought, okay, well, is Guinea a logical fuel stop for this flight from Suriname in northern South America to Dubai? And it is. It's almost on a direct line between the two, so that makes sense. So I was just wondering. I was kind of sort of questioning why they would maybe get fuel there in Guinea and not some other North African nation that might be more friendly and cooperative. But apparently they thought they had done all the necessary paperwork and got all the necessary authorization, etc. The other thing is, if it's a Brazilian family, why didn't they take off from Brazil? Maybe they have a vacation home or something like that in Suriname. I don't know. I don't know what the relation is between Suriname and Brazil. But the other thing is, they don't mention anything at all in the story other than that the family was not injured, but they don't. I guess they were released. They really don't say much about this Brazilian family, which I think is kind of odd. If the airplane is still there on that airport or not. And this has been 6 weeks now. So I don't know. What do you guys think? A little fishy to me.
Yeah, well, any country that's just had a coup to overthrow the government is going to be a little bit dodgy. I must admit,
but that was 2021, though. It's been a while.
All right. Yeah, it has been a little while, but I still wonder how politically stable they are. Put it that way. We used to get regular political briefings on various African countries because, if push came to shove and you needed to use an en route diversion over Africa, it might be worth an extra half an hour to overfly one particular country to land in one that is known to be friendly, stable, doesn't suffer from this sort of issue regularly. So I don't know whether this outfit were able to do that. But generally speaking, we got a lot from our government as to whether it was advisable to land in certain countries. And we used to obey that quite strictly, as well as the company as well, our security personnel in our airline, providing additional information and basically saying, if you can avoid it, don't land here. I don't know if they were given the same sort of advice or information, but it sounds extremely dodgy. Grounding an airplane that apparently had clearance. They obviously didn't suddenly go, oh, you shouldn't be here, with a few airport guards. They came around with 100 soldiers and a bunch of armored personnel carriers. So I'm going, sounds like they had this planned out beforehand. So, and if you've got a wealthy family who are renting the aircraft, chartering the aircraft to fly halfway around the world, you'd have thought they would have been the target, not the two pilots. I know they probably earn a reasonable wage, etc., but not enough to make it really worthwhile, all the fuss, I wouldn't have thought. But yeah, this does sound extremely dodgy.
I looked up some information from, by the way, thank you to Ops Group, international membership. Mark Z, the founder of Ops Group, graciously gave Captain Nick and I lifetime membership to their international group of pilots, dispatchers, and other people interested in international aviation. And so they have a great database of information regarding a lot of these airports around the world. And so let's see, I'm trying to show why won't it show up? Sharing Ops Group to this tab. There we go. Okay. So I was going to point out that one of the things, this is regarding the airport reopening after the coup in 2021, but the statement here that the air traffic control services are provided by the Roberts FIR. They manage the overflights over the web. I'm just wondering if there was maybe some issue with coordination between the FIR and the local air traffic control situation there in Conakry. I don't know. But I'm wondering if there was like something going on with the family, like that prompted this whole thing, I don't know. Maybe I'm just being too suspicious about this whole thing.
It's odd that nothing is mentioned, but I tend to agree with UH Blackhawk's comment here. Flying in parts of Africa can be exciting. As a pilot, I tend to avoid exciting things at this stage in my life.
Exactly.
Yes, good point.
Yeah, good advice. And I was also looking up, also on Ops Group, or a link through Ops Group, they talked about Astra Aviation Services, or the ones that you would coordinate if you were a business jet flying to Conakry airport. And it said landing permit requirements, time required 72 hours. Of course, I don't know, maybe they didn't allow enough time for the permits to be issued, or as they said in the article, though, that they were under the impression that everything was cool, that they could land there and refuel. So I don't know. Anyway,
we discussed this a couple of shows ago about being a member of a pilots union, and this is one of the vital areas where you suddenly wish or hope that you are in a decent pilots union, because not only can they engage the local pilots union in the country where you're having difficulties to aid you, and if they're part of the sort of international group of airline pilots associations, they will do that. They'll immediately come to your assistance. They will engage local lawyers to aid you and to argue your case, translators, all this kind of thing, which is very important, because if you're not a member, you don't get that facility. So I do wonder whether these guys had bothered to join a union or not. But if you are an airline pilot, particularly if you're going to these kind of corners of the world, that kind of backup is very important.
That was, I think, the other thing that was kind of interesting to me, or suspicious in a way, is that they didn't really, they talked about the pilots and even named the pilots, their ages, everything else, but they don't really talk about the company for which they were working with on this tour. I mean, on this charter. Again, something doesn't sound right, other than the fact that they've been detained and for 6 weeks now and have not been released, and they're just, pleading for help from the U.S. administration to get them out of there. So I think there is, because they talked about consular, that they've been visiting them several times since late December. So yes, there must be an embassy there. Yeah. All right. Well, let's. Well, first of all, before we continue on with the next news. Oh no, I was gonna invite Dr. Steph to join us, but looks like she's not quite ready. So. Let's move to the next item, and this involves. How are we doing with the news and the timing, Liz? Okay, so we can just keep plugging along then in the news. Okay. This next one from the Aviation Herald, one of our favorite news sources for aviation incidents, accidents, and such. And this is something that we have talked about before, but it's a final report on a crash. No, I'm on 01C2. Okay. Okay, no problem. All right, this next item from the aviationherald.com, a final report on a crash Angara Antonov AN-24 at Tinda on July 24th, 2025. Aircraft missing after a go-around found crashed. And Angara Airlines Antonov AN-24 on behalf of Aurora Airlines, registration Romeo Alpha 47315, performing flight 2311 from, Blagoveshchensk to Tinda, Russia, with 42 passengers and 6 crew, was on final approach to Tinda's runway 06 when the aircraft went around. Subsequently, the aircraft did not report again and was reported missing. Search aircraft located the burning wreckage about 15 kilometers from the Tinda airport at the slope of a mountain. There are no survivors. So I'm going to scroll down to the final report that was released in Russian. And of course, Simon was not happy that they did not release it in English as required by ICAO Annex 13. Let's see, the probable cause of the crash where the accident involving the aircraft occurred during daylight hours in instrument meteorological conditions. While the aircraft was preparing to maneuver for an instrument landing approach, this occurred due to a discrepancy between altitude reference level for the actual QNH pressure set on the barometric altimeters and the altitude reference level for the crew's assigned flight altitudes, QFE pressure. This resulted in the aircraft flying at an altitude approximately 600 meters lower than the assigned altitude, resulting in the aircraft colliding with tree canopies and the ground. What's the old saying? High to low, watch out below?
That's a lot. That's 2,000 feet.
That's huge. So they must have been, I guess that would have been what, super low pressure?
No, I don't think it was a pressure misset. I think they were flying what they thought was a QFE, whereas the airfield worked on QNH. So they thought that they were flying above airfield level, or no, the other way around.
They thought they were flying above sea level, and they were actually flying. No,
they thought they were flying above airfield level, where they're actually flying above sea level. Because the controller gave them a QNH and they assumed it was a QFE. Most of Russian airfields worked, certainly when I was working, flying over them, used QFE. So you would when you transitioned, you would transition to a QFE and land. When you landed, your altimeter read 0. So whereas most of the rest of the world's airports, they work on QNH. Say when you land, your altimeter reads the altitude of the height of the airfield above sea level, and that difference was 600 meters. So they were flying way lower than they should have been, thinking that they were. I was trying to read this plate you've got at the bottom there, Jeff, and even though it's all written in Russian, there is one big clue as to what you should have set on your altimeters. If you look at the little bit at the bottom there where you've got the boxes which indicate the height you should be passing as you're making your approach, depending on the DME ranges. There's heights there of, say, 3,500 feet / in brackets 485. So 3,500 feet is what your altimeter should read if you've got the QNH set. If you had QFE set, it would read 465. Now, they were flying with the wrong altimeter setting on completely, or applying the wrong altitudes for the altimeter setting that had been passed to them, I believe.
Wow. That is no good. Okay. Yeah, it was a Russian airplane, and
It wasn't going very fast.
I would think so.
Well, yeah, but not. It seems that not many Russian airports use QNH. No, it's usual to use QFE when you go to a Russian airport. So they say the controller's transmission of a QNH pressure value expressed in millimeters of mercury without requesting it from the crew was one of the errors.
Yeah, that's sad. Okay. Oh, Steph, welcome.
Hi,
Steph.
Steph.
Steph has joined us.
Is there a doctor in the house?
Still muted, Steph.
Sorry, my fault. I was not even looking at the correct page. I was trying to read through that story. So,
no,
glad to be here. And there is definitely not a doctor in the house. Sorry.
Good.
Off duty.
Good.
Oh, okay.
Excellent.
What happened? Did you lose your certification? Yeah. Yeah, we could do that. So, I was looking up the information of that earlier news item regarding the fuel stop in Guinea and the 2 pilots being detained for now 6 weeks now. And because I was using Ops Group to get as much information as I could about it, or make myself aware of it, I noticed on the Ops Group site. By the way, Ops Group, as I mentioned before, is a membership organization for professionals involved in international flight ops, such as pilots, dispatchers, and controllers. And you might remember early on, I don't know how long ago, years ago, we talked about this outfit that did this very, very humorous, what is it, the field guide, pilots or field guide to NOTAMs. And they were trying to show how ridiculous NOTAMs are. Of course, we all.
That's what NOTAMs are. They're just a bunch of garbage.
And that's what they believe as well. And that's one of their prime goals and focus is trying to make the NOTAM system better and fix the whole thing, or help to fix it. Anyway, but this group. Pardon me. Oh, item Q. Yeah. So anyway, professionals involved in international flight ops, pilots, dispatchers, controllers. It provides members with tools, information, and community to help navigate the complexities of aviation, ensuring safer and more efficient operations. And then again, thanks to Mark Z, the founder of Ops Group, who graciously offered lifetime membership to Captains Jeff and Nick. So I noticed this article that is written to tell us about this information note for operators published by the FAA on the 21st of January, not long ago, where incorrect runway link data or data is being used for performance planning. The concern is straightforward. Using the wrong numbers can skew takeoff or landing calculations, which is why the FAA says performance planning should be based on declared distances from the chart supplement. So it says, what exactly is the issue? The FAA notes that many crews default to runway lengths taken from airport diagrams, charts, FMS databases, and commercial planning tools. The issue is that these sources may not include declared distances, TORA, take off run available, takeoff distance available. Let's see, what is it? ASDA, I forgot what that stands for. Anyway, and landing
Sorry,
distance
Jeff, that's
available.
accelerate stop distance available.
Oh, okay. Accelerate stop distance
So
available
you
and
can
landing distance
yep.
available.
Yeah, you can start a takeoff and then use the stopway to complete an abort.
Okay. And they go in this article into detail regarding what all those mean. But the point of this is the FAA is concerned that crews may misunderstand declared distances, omit them entirely, or rely on FMS or third-party data that has not been updated after changes. So they go into a little bit more detail about what the definition of all these items are, and they include a graphic that shows what each of them means, and they give a good real-world example. Let's see, a good real-world example is KBUR Burbank runway in California, runway 15, where the published runway length and the declared landing distance are not the same. Many charts and planning tools show a runway length of 6,886 feet, but the FAA chart supplement lists an LDA of 5,976 feet due to a displaced threshold for obstacle clearance, and that's a difference of 900 feet. It mentions that add a tailwind, wet surface, performance limiting minimum equipment list item, and that margin can disappear quickly. So anyway, it's a great article to read for those of you out there who rely upon various sources of information that may or may not be quite up to date, and helping us understand what all these things mean, and also a link to the actual info. The information note for operators will be linked as well in our show notes. What do you guys think?
It's a great tool and a great reminder. It's something I had to do regularly, was to reread these definitions so that I kept myself refreshed on exactly what I was looking at, because they can be confusing. You just got to make sure you get the right numbers in there, or you could end up, sitting in the mud off the end of the runway, wondering what the hell went on.
Mm-hmm. No, I think it's this is a really nice article. It's a nice service that they're providing, because there's a lot of things out there like this where you're not thinking about it maybe all the time, or think that you are thinking about it, but maybe there's some nuance that you've forgotten. So nice little refresher.
It is, for sure. All right. I think, a producer, shall we go to the... Okay. Yeah, if we run a... Okay. So let's go ahead and do this. Getting to know us. No, I can't sing this because I use the wrong words and Steph is unhappy with me when I do that. So, yes, this the segment of the show where we get together and find out what everybody's been up to between the last time they were on the show. And because Camacho has the longest absence since being with us, we'd love to find out what you have been up to, sir. What's been going on?
Well, unfortunately, I've just been working a ton, working all over the country. I've been spending most of my time on both sides of the country, very little time in the middle of the country where I live. And I'm hoping that we've kind of got over the hump here for at least a couple of weeks, and I'll have a little bit of time at home, but I did get an opportunity to fly a little bit over Christmas break, but have been unfortunately limited in my opportunities to do much flying or aviation activity outside of work. So hoping to turn that around here shortly. I did pass my 3-year window for my AMP, so I can start working towards my IA. I was hoping to do that right at the beginning of the year, but life stuff got in the way. So my dad continues to threaten me with his retirement from all activities aviation, but he's given me a little leeway so far to give me time to get that sorted out.
And just to kind of remind everybody the difference between just a regular A&P and the term that you just used, it gives you extra capability for sign
Yeah,
off.
just a little bit. So an AMP is an airframe and power plant mechanic. So you're basically certificated to do all forms of repair on airplanes. The next level up is having an IA. So all IAs are AMPs, but just because you're an AMP doesn't necessarily mean you have an IA. IA is inspection authorization. And that basically gives you a few additional responsibilities. You can sign off annuals is a big one, and sign off 337s and basically major repairs and major alterations. So it just gives you a little more capability in terms of what you can do.
Okay.
So
how about the family? How's everybody doing?
my family's doing well. I think they still remember me. I did. So fortunately, being in the middle of the country, I've been traveling most weeks, but I was able a few times to get home, even if it was just for like 18 hours, because it was, it's not particularly difficult to get back to Wichita. Unfortunately, some of my coworkers, when we were working on the East Coast, it was like an all-day affair for them to get from our home base to where we were testing. So when we were out there for a couple of weeks, they didn't really get any respite in terms of being able to run home and see people or get back home. So I was fortunate in that sense that, if we were out for a couple of weeks at a time, but we had a weekend off, if I could get out by Friday, afternoon or Friday evening, I could get home on Friday and be home all day Saturday and most of the day Sunday and fly back Sunday night. So that was fortunate. And as a matter of fact, one of those instances, I was able to get home in time on Friday to watch my older son compete and win his school spelling bee. So that was pretty cool. It was just
nice.
Win it. Yeah. It was his third opportunity or his third experience in it. I think they do 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. So he was chosen to compete each year. And it's kind of like college football, where you have like a really good freshman quarterback and you're like, oh, it's exciting to have him now, but I can't wait for 3 or 4 years when he's like a senior, and then it'll like really be his opportunity. That's kind of the way I felt with the spelling bee, because Kid had done it for a few years. And so this year he won it. It was kind of exciting because, essentially you get to the end of the round, and then basically when there's 2 people left and one person misses it, then the second person or the remaining person has to spell another word beyond the final round. And so he actually missed a word, but then his competitor missed the extra round word, and they went back and forth that way 2 or 3 times before they finally got it.
Death.
Yeah, exactly. Before they finally got it sorted out. And so he's the kind of person who like really wants to, he's competitive and he wants to excel, but he's also kind of introverted and doesn't like being in front of people. So it was a real a real emotional challenge for him because he wanted to go out and win, but he also didn't want to stand in front of a bunch of people at a microphone. But he got that sorted out and won. Did he get the word used in a sentence? Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. That's one thing we learned after the first time, by the way, is that they give you a list of words to practice, and it's really beneficial to like practice them in a similar sense to the spelling bee, where you like sit down and you read the word and you have him ask for a definition or ask for the word in a sentence, and just to kind of get in that habit, because there are a few that were close enough to different words that you might hear it and think what it was, but it's just worth asking for that sort of stuff.
Actually, I would ask them, can you use that in a sentence? And then I would say, could you spell that, please? Then that would probably
definitely a legit request.
This is why Jeff was not very successful in his spelling bees.
He's like, I was out in the first round. I have no idea what happened.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
I thought it was a legitimate question.
Yeah. So yeah, that was cool. They gave us the list they gave us was 6 pages for his school-wide spelling bee for practicing, and that was like 3 columns. So if I had to guess, that was probably in the neighborhood of like 400 words, maybe 400 or 500 words. And they basically gave us that list maybe at the beginning of November. And so we had from the beginning of November till like the 3rd week in January to practice all those words. And then he won and got to go on to the county spelling bee, which was 2 weeks later. And they gave us a 55-page list of words to practice.
Oh boy.
And he was like, I'm good. I don't think I want to.
I don't need to do that.
I came, I saw, I conquered.
Exactly. That was basically his attitude. And my wife had a chat with him. It was like, hey, listen, you took this opportunity. There could have been someone else that like wanted to go through this all the way through. So, and we talked to him, and he did kind of get back on board with going. And then unfortunately, I think he went out. I didn't make it back for the county one. He went out in the 2nd round of the county one, but so did, I think he said over half. I think there were 25 contestants and 13 of them went out in the 2nd round or something like that. Wow. So he was a little bummed, but overall wasn't too concerned about it. So that was pretty neat.
Oh, excellent. Very good. Anything else?
No, I think that's it. Oh, we did have, I will say, the weather's been super weird. I'm sure you guys have talked about it. I'm 2 episodes behind.
Oh, wait. Captain Nick doesn't want us to talk
He's super
about
excited to talk about the weather tomorrow.
I'm only going to mention this because it was directly related to my work. So my work is associated with aviation. And we actually got an airplane stuck in Texas for 9 days because they had 12 inches of snow and they do not have snow removal equipment in Texas. So the airport was NOTAMed closed for 9 days to let the snow melt off the runway.
And the temperatures were so darn cold that it took a long time before.
Yeah. So that was part of the problem, right? Is they had snow and then it got warm a couple of days. So the snow would melt off and then it'd freeze in the evening. So they'd go from like 12 inches of snow to 9 inches of snow. Then it was like 9 inches of snow and 1 inch of ice at the bottom. So that's, another.
I'm so excited to talk about more weather stuff when you guys get to me.
Another dart that Captain Nick can throw at Americans and in general and Texans in specific.
You don't tease him. All right.
With me, I'm up. All right. I don't have that much. I don't have anything flying related because much like Nick C, all I've been doing is working. But the reason why I've had difficulty making my schedule line up with y'all's schedule. Well, excuse me. First time talking today, apparently too. Is because the area of the country where I live in does not possess the resources to adequately remove snow and ice from roads. So even just a little bit of accumulation sometimes, although I will say Charlotte got 11 inches of snow, not this past Monday, but the Monday before, which is close to one of their highest all day totals, or it was the Saturday, I guess. And it was cold, so it took a while for all of that to melt. But that also meant that I didn't have work for 2 Mondays in a row because they closed our office because of hazardous conditions traveling for a lot of folks. But that doesn't really mean that I just got a day off of work. Everything just got pushed into the rest of the week, which made my days a lot longer and busier. And I'm still kind of feeling the effects of that this week as well. So apologies for that. It's just, been a lot of long days just trying to make sure we get everyone back in and seen and don't disrupt. People are kind of counting on hoping that they can get feeling better with the stuff that I see them for, and we want to work on that. So, no personal flying stuff to bring up there. I don't know. Did I? Well, yeah, I was gonna say I don't think I talked to you guys about my my running adventures. I've done a fair amount of that as well, so I know everyone wants to catch up on that. 2 weekends ago, I was supposed to do a half marathon race in Charleston, and sorry, you can just cover your ears for all of this, Captain Nick, because of the weather.
He's ignoring us anyway.
Because of the weather.
Right? He looks like he's screaming, I think. I don't know.
I was supposed to go with quite a few of my friends from my local running company down to that race, which is not far away. But we all had real concerns. It was the day that we got all the snow in Charlotte, that Saturday. Concerns about actually getting back to Charlotte. Like, weather in Charleston was mostly going to be okay, although there was a threat of some snow there as well. But everyone basically decided that they were going to take the deferral opportunities that were offered by the race and just not chance trying to get back. So I said, well, no reason for me to go down there and run by myself. I was just going for a social race. So my brother and another friend had been begging me to come to Chicago to do a half marathon on the same day. So just before the snowstorm, I flew out to Chicago, ran a half marathon with my brother in, I think the temperatures were about 17 degrees Fahrenheit with like 20-mile-an-hour winds out of the north, right on the lakefront. It was
perfect,
gorgeous conditions. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Definitely didn't freeze. It's okay. And actually, it was a lot of fun. I'm glad I went up there, and then we just kind of had a nice day of catching up over some good Italian food, and then I was actually able to get home the next day. I did have to drive home from the airport, which was slightly treacherous, but the Jeep did just fine. There were a lot of
good.
Well, yeah, I got so. Let's keep going in order here. So then, fast forward to this past weekend, I did a 10-mile trail run. Again, kind of for fun, but actually went really well. Somehow I took 4th overall female and 10th overall for the race. So it was a small race, but it went better than I expected. And then I went straight to a swim meet and swam a 50 free, a 50 back, and 100 IM, which was also a lot of fun. I don't do that very often anymore. In fact, that was like the first time in a year that I've competed in a swim meet. But that was local here in Charlotte. So it was just finish the race on the trails, drive 20 minutes down the road, go to the pool, spend the rest of the afternoon there. And then our snow has melted. It was 70 degrees the past 2 days Fahrenheit. I went running last night in a tank top and shorts, so that was great. And next week I'll be conferencing, so out to Utah, where they really, unfortunately, don't have much snow. So I don't know that there will be much skiing, but anyway, should be a good trip anyway.
Yeah, excellent. Can't
So
wait
I don't
to
know
hear
if I'll
that.
see you guys next week. I'll be on a weird schedule. Yeah, I'll be at a conference.
Yeah, the conference. Yeah.
Very busy. Very busy.
Okay. Well, great to catch up with you, Steph. Glad
Yeah.
you were able to join us today.
Glad I made it.
All right, let's see. I think Alpha Juliet.
Actually,
it's
Jeff,
your
can
turn
you
now.
go first? I need 30
Yeah,
more
sure.
seconds of fiddling with computer pictures.
Oh, sure. Okay. My segment won't be long because really haven't done much of anything except going to sing my normal singing stuff over the weekends, and then going to the gym and working out and eating and sleeping, and yeah, pretty nice retired lifestyle. So weather. Oh yeah. Well, I think we talked about it on the last episode. Alpha Juliet and I were a little disappointed because we were expecting to get a little bit more than just a dusting of snow, and but nothing since then. Temperatures have been, cold, but not like extremely cold like they were the previous week. So, yeah, things have been pretty decent here, I'd say. Yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
Sorry, I just had to do a little reordering because, computers are a pain. So this past weekend, got to have a good bit of fun, actually. Got to do a couple things. Got to go to the Dallas Safari Club Convention and Expo with our friend, Mr. Ben Singer from one of those other podcasts.
That's right. You were telling us about that.
It was, through one of the stores that I shop at. It's an outdoor store. I'm on their mailing list or their club or whatever, and they sent a text that's had a code for a free pass, because you actually have to pay a not terribly insignificant fee, a daily ticket price basically to go to the show. And it just it piqued my interest for some reason, and so I didn't really know much about it or what all was involved, and then I started looking. Digging into it and mentioned it to Ben, and he said, "Oh yeah, I think that'd be fun. Let's go do it." I said, okay, so we went down there, and it turns out it's basically 85 to 90% of it was different safari packages and hunting, big game hunting, go hunt, whatever kind of crazy animal in Zimbabwe, or the man-eating fish in Patagonia, or all of these just crazy wild excursion type trips that are far outside of my price range. but we got to have a little bit of fun and go see some of the stuff that they were advertising. But I did manage to run across a couple of ideas for the RVS, Jeff, in case you need to do a little upgrades. It's hard to tell from this picture, but those people standing next to the door are about my height, which is about 6'2". So that is not a small vehicle.
That's big tires and a pretty sizable lift kit on that thing.
Yes, it is. It was hefty. But if you need to go a little bit smaller, this one was pretty pricey. This was I think just under $750,000, give or take.
Yeah, no problem.
Little more reasonable. This is in the ballpark.
Easy.
Of
You got it.
A quarter to a third of $1 million for the Sprinter van version. So there's some options, but also. Yeah. There was a question that I ran across while I was at this place, and it just struck me because it is something that I have never, ever considered. Also, there was a small typo.
Ever dreamed hunting in France?
Lost
what are they
in the
hunting
translations? I walked past that sign and I stopped and I looked at it and I went, no, I haven't. Never crossed my mind.
And of course, on the picture they're showing the Eiffel Tower. I don't think there's probably going to be a lot of hunting.
What are we?
And I like that the photo below is like some estate. Like that's where you're going to drive 50 minutes to go hunting. Is this like mansion?
To be at Versailles,
like some castle.
Are meals included?
That's not that's when I think of hunting. That's not what I think of. I think of like the wilderness and mountains and things.
That's where you're missing. So most of these packages were between $15,000 and $20,000 for the ultra cheap one. They went very much up from there. Wow. I did get to be the closest I've ever been to a Holland & Holland shotgun, which I thought was fascinating because I've always known what Holland & Holland shotguns were. For those of you that don't know, they're very, very well known, very famous. They make shotguns for royalty, all kinds of different countries. But we walked past the Holland & Holland booth set up, and they had a case with a couple of their side-by-side shotguns in it. And I looked down at and one of them had a price tag in it. It had 6 digits, and first 2 numbers were a 2 and a 7. I went,
wow.
Oh. And there were multiple of these in the case. I was like, oh my.
Nice.
Yeah. Cost you a lifetime, though.
I'm sure. It better for that kind of.
Well, actually, something you could probably hand on to your children, and they'll hand on to their children. And
yeah, because they're going to have to live in it. Or near it. This is home now, kids. Here you go.
I love it.
Sorry you don't have a home or anything. But
you'll be eating.
I'm just curious. What were they actually shooting in Paris? Was it wild boar or something?
Well, they seem to have
wine barrels.
A somewhat stereotypical French attitude. When I kind of stopped and made eye contact with one of the people at the booth, they kind of looked me up and down and went, So I didn't get an opportunity to ask them any
okay.
questions about hunting
Bit
in France.
snooty, huh?
A little bit, yeah.
They sniffed you out as an American right away.
I mean, rapidly. So
well, maybe the hunting involves shooting those snooty waders.
Now,
They're an endangered species nowadays, I think.
Oh, so you can't shoot them then? Okay.
Well, that it cost extra at least.
Yeah.
So that was
This is a
Saturday.
motley group.
And then Sunday, our friend of the show, Chuck, texted me and said, "Hey, there's this commemorative Air Force open house at an airport just south of us, Peachtree City," and said, "Hey, do you want to fly down there?" He's out in East Georgia. Recently got his pilot's license, so he's 150 hours, I think, right about now. So he's still getting his feet wet in some of the cross country flying and learning and enjoying the freedom of aviation. And so he flies a little Cessna Skycatcher, little light sport airplane. So he flew that out from Augusta and met us down at Peachtree City, and brought another friend of ours, Lucas, and Skyler. I think you met there in the brown jacket.
Yeah,
you
sure
met
did.
him at my work.
Yep.
So went down and got to tour the. I forgot. Chuck is also the human attached to Henry. You may remember as Jeff's biggest fan.
Yes.
But we got to tour their facility down there. They've got, I think they have 6, if I remember correctly, 6 or 7 airplanes in their fleet currently. They're restoring them all back to flying status. Several of them are flying. They have a red tail P-51 Mustang, which is really, really impressive. One of the coolest things I thought, because you don't see them very often. You'll see them at Oshkosh occasionally, but other than that, not terribly often. But they had a P-39 Airacobra, King Cobra, actually.
Oh,
which is
yeah.
a really, really cool airplane. Kind of
That's
fascinating.
the one with the drive shaft goes all the way between the pilot's legs, isn't it?
Exactly
And the engine
correct,
is mounted behind the cockpit.
Yeah, so notice the exhaust ports here are in a very strange place for an airplane shaped like this. So yeah, the engine's actually back here. It's an Allison V12, and there's a drive shaft that goes all the way up through the middle and turns the propeller. The other interesting thing is, in the middle of that drive shaft, coming out of the center of the propeller, is a 37 millimeter cannon.
Wow.
So that's big.
Yeah.
Big bullets.
More like a mortar.
Yeah, it'll make a hole in something. But they only carried something like 25 rounds for this cannon, so it wasn't a spray and pray type weapon.
Well, I suppose you only need to hit it once. And
This is true. Yeah,
just got to hit it though. Yeah.
One is enough. And the difference between a cannon and a rifle, the cannon shells are also contain an explosive charge. So not only is it nearly the size of a baseball, but it also goes boom when it hits. So
cool.
It's a big hole. But yeah, really, really fascinating hangar they have there, and they have a full shop. They had lathes and mills and every machine tool you can imagine. They actually have a functioning World War II Link trainer, the pilot simulator trainer from
the one that I
40s.
used when I learned how to fly.
Yeah. Well, I think you helped develop it, didn't you?
Yeah, I think so.
It was after
AJ,
Captain Nick's
between
time.
your Airacobra and that yellow wingtip, is that a chipmunk a bit further on?
Almost. It is a PT-26. There's originally the airframe of a PT-17, but apparently when they took it to Canada, they had to put canopies on it because apparently it's cold up there or something, and it became the PT-26, which I believe there was the next. I think that's related to the chipmunk, the next version up or something like that. But yeah,
All right.
that was the first thing I thought when I saw it, was that it was a chipmunk.
Yeah.
They corrected me. But yeah, that was a great time. So really, really got to enjoy that and flying down there and meeting up and enjoying the purposes of having a pilot's license. So
Was that you said Falcon Field in Peachtree City?
yes, sir, Falcon Field, okay. Foxtrot, cool. Charlie.
Okay, cool.
So and managed to survive Falcon Field, which is well known as a hornet's nest of. I think there's 5 flight schools on the airport, and it is uncontrolled.
Oh,
so
that must
super
be
fun. Yeah, think just imagine an image of the Battle of Britain, but with 172s.
Very good.
live audience says wheel estate. Yeah, he's talking about those
Uh-huh.
RVs. Yeah, I have some wheel estate. No real estate anymore, but wheel estate for sure. Yeah, good one. All right. Well, now, last but certainly not least, our good Captain Nick is going to tell us about what he has been up to and tell us a little bit about cover art and stuff like that too.
Yeah, well, it's been another quite nice since we're all discussing the weather. It's been
how's the
8,
weather?
9, 10 degrees centigrade here. Quite wet and warm. So the grass is growing. The flowers are starting to come out in the back garden. Daffodils are up. Snowdrops are up. So it's almost spring here.
That's crazy. Usually our daffodils are pretty close up by now, and I haven't seen any of them. So.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Well, they're being very
Bit of a change.
sensible.
Yeah.
But,
Hiding.
I've done a lot of petonking, and I've had to wear my waterproofs, but it actually has been really quite pleasant at times. A bit of sunshine. Even this morning, which was forecast 90% rain, chance of rain, and we had sun, so I was very happy. So that's about it, really. And the artwork, we had some really good suggestions last week. So don't scrape your tail. APG exercises, sitting and drinking. Can't remember what that was all about. Foxes in gloves. Dimming the sun and never say goodbye, but the one that won it out was the APG Air Force, because everyone picked their aeroplane. Well, I'm sorry, AJ picked some Hollywood pretend aeroplane. I couldn't get a decent picture of it at the right angle, AJ, so I hope you don't mind. I've stuck you in a really terrible old Hornet.
Oh, what a piece of junk.
Well, I was upset, and then I noticed the custom livery and all of that.
Yep, exactly. I put AJ on the tail for you. I'm in a decrepit old Phantom.
It's seen better days.
Destined for the scrapyard. And Jeff, that looks like a very sporty version of the T-38 there. Isn't that gorgeous?
You also seem to have a little bit of FOD in your right intake there, Nick.
Me? Yes, we'll come on to that. Okay, what? Oh, yeah, Stefan. Probably best go on to the next slide because you can see it. There, you can see it now. Stefan wanted to be in the Comet, the Messerschmitt 163. This rocket-powered fighter that they had to go and do point defense against the American bombers end of the Second World War. And, the motor only burnt for about, 30 seconds or something. But it got so high and so fast.
Propeller.
Yeah, look at it, like a little beanie helicopter.
Yeah, how did that work? I don't know, but I'm assuming that wound it up. Anyway, Stefan wanted to be in that, so I managed to find one for him to be in, and he looks very happy flying it.
Yeah.
And if you look on his fin, the first 3 numbers there are the show numbers.
Oh,
and even though there was a big logo in the title, you'll find that AJ is sitting on the logo. So, yeah, that's the actual hidden logo. Amongst a really nice collection of missiles you've got there, AJ. I'm very impressed.
Yeah, well armed. Well armed is what is
you
it?
are, and
Forewarned is
well-legged.
forearmed.
Now, Jeff and Steph. Steph, I don't know how you control your hair. I mean, there you are with your head stuck out the
a lot
cockpit.
of hairspray.
Yeah,
exactly right.
it's a secret. I mean, I mean, we just have such great hair, Jeff and I. We gotta keep that perfectly coiffed all the time.
In the APG, yeah. Well, it's not my hat; it's Jeff's, and it glues. It was glued
That was the first.
on, so.
The first thing I picked up when I saw this cover art was the fact that I said to Nick, "Nice hat."
Yeah,
because that's a Delta captain's hat.
Indeed, I borrowed it especially. Yeah. And you're right. In the intake is a jackass. So yeah, well, we're the jackasses.
So 2 jackasses on that airplane.
3.
3.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
There you
Yeah,
go.
so I think that was because I think Stefan, we had the discussion about the fact that it was amazing that, here in the U.S., so many people can, have individual, like
privately
military
owned
aircraft,
military
privately owned.
airplanes.
Yeah, so we talked
And
about the APG Air Force.
jet airplanes, military jet aircraft. So, I think he was going, how can you do that?
Yeah. Yeah, so Liz
Oh,
is telling us
excellent.
we have some feedback regarding that, actually. So
Right.
a lot of participation and commentary regarding that. So look forward to that. Perfect. All right, the coffee fund. Okay, that means I gotta do this right here. Yeah.
Johnny, how much more coffee? No thanks.
I love coffee. I love tea.
I love the APG community. Coffee and tea and the Java and me. A cup.
Oh yeah. I'm not doing anything. I'm not touching anything. The Coffee Fund, it's your way to support the show financially if you have the resources to do so. If you need your money for important things like flying lessons and like food and shelter and that kind of thing, well, we completely understand. It's a free show. We do this out of love for each other and for you, the dear listeners. But if you want to support us financially, this is the way you do it. The Coffee Fund. Two different ways. airlinepilotguy.com/coffee talks about how you can do either of these methods. The first is the Coffee Fund Classic method, and Kevin Dryden sent us in a nice one-off donation via the Coffee Fund Classic method. And we also have something called Patreon. You can become a patron of the show via Patreon. And we have a new producer. Riley Hine joins us as a new producer on Patreon. And what was that about retiring? Oh, I mean, as producer level of Patreon, not an APG. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, no, sorry, Liz, you have to keep doing your job. Yeah. Anyway, so thank you, Riley Hind, for becoming a producer of the show. If you want to find out more information about how you can become part of the Coffee Bar Club, please head over to airlinepilotguy.com/coffee. You'll be glad you did. We will too. Promise. All right. Okay. Would you all mind if I just take a quick physiological break myself? Okay, you can talk to the audience.
Hold the clock, did you say? While Jeff goes and holds his clock?
No
Oh,
comment.
okay. No. All right. Where'd everyone else go?
I'm still here. They're here.
Oh,
Yeah.
there they are.
I fiddled with my audio a bit. Does it sound the same?
You're a little
You
quiet.
sound quiet.
Wait a bit quiet. What if I do that? Is that too loud?
No.
Okay.
No, still quiet. Hasn't changed.
How about now?
No.
Interesting. Okay. That's frustrating. What if I do that? Is that a little bit better?
No, not really.
No change?
We know you're not actually doing anything. You're just like testing us. You just up here. We're on to you.
It's all the same.
Yeah.
I don't know how if I didn't change anything, how to get quiet, Camacho.
You literally opened this conversation with, I was fiddling with stuff. And how do I sound?
Yeah. They're discussing how they'll do the Slack notification.
Uh-oh.
I mean, all the important things.
Should we tell him his camera's been on the whole time?
Yeah.
And the audio, yeah, the microphone.
And the audio, and the door was open.
Mhm.
Oh boy. Well, I hope it was.
Is that
I
better?
hope you should probably seek, but no, I'm just kidding.
We knew you and Hillel were close, but
I'll be right back, Hillel. Oh, that's me. I'm still thinking about what you possibly heard.
Captain, incoming message.
Thank you. All right, let's start with some feedback from Jim Fulton. Aircraft icing, a poignant week this week. Hello, all. I listened to the discussion of the Challenger crash at Bangor, and here in the UK, it coincided with the 68th anniversary of the Munich air disaster, infamous in Europe for the deaths of many of Manchester United's soccer team. The event was significant because of controversy over the part icing played in the crash and the effect on Captain Thane. Actually, let me do this. Let me, if you'll throw up the video, Liz, and I will play this. This is the Royal Aircraft Establishment. Oh, hang on. Let me, okay. Oh, it looks like I got to share it again. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to play this while I talk about this news item. And has no sound, so I can talk. This is the investigation into the effects of slush on takeoff performance. So getting back to Jim Fulton's feedback to us, talking about the Munich air disaster. The event was significant because of controversy over the part icing played in the crash and the effect on Captain Thane, the commander of the day. There was a full discussion in the late Stanley Stewart's book Air Disasters, including the Thane family's quest for justice as the German investigation blamed the crew for the crash. So the video that we're watching right now on the on our show, and we'll have a link to in the show notes, basically is showing some of the tests that were run by the what do they call it again? Royal something or other establishment. Yeah, at Bedford, and so it was quite interesting to see. Honestly, the audio doesn't really add that much to it. I think it's just music or something in the background, but there are some title slides interspersed. But they ran some tests on. I don't know if it was the exact. Obviously, it wasn't the exact airplane that was involved in this Munich air disaster, but it was trying to replicate what slush, what effect slush and puddled water has on the acceleration of an aircraft on latter stage of the takeoff. So that was quite interesting. So thank you, Jim. We'll have a link to the YouTube video in our show notes if you want to watch the thing for yourself. But this occurred, as you said, 6 February 1958. And let's see, the Munich Rhein Airport, Munich, West Germany, is where this occurred. And let's see, it was British European Airways, Flight 609. Nick, I can't believe you didn't have this for our show.
Well, it involved a few deaths, so I tried not to.
Well, that's never stopped you in the past. Anyway,
I've done this in a plane tail anyway.
Oh, really? I don't. Okay,
Yeah, the Munich air disaster. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The aircraft was carrying the Manchester United football team, nicknamed the Busby Babes, along with supporters and journalists. There were 44 people on board, 20 of whom died at the scene. The injured, some unconscious, were taken to Munich's Isar Hospital, where 3 more died, resulting in 23 fatalities and 21 survivors. Did they even talk about what kind of airplane this was? It was.
I think it was a York or an Ambassador.
An Ambassador, airspeed AS-57 Ambassador.
It was an early nose wheel aircraft, and that's where the issue with the Slash came about, because previously on large tail-wheeled aircraft like the Hastings and the York was a tail-wheeled aircraft, they didn't really think Slash was a big problem, because the main wheels were sitting there and they were big, and they tend to ride quite well in the Slash, but the nose wheel, they didn't have one. They had a tail wheel at the back which didn't throw up any spray that impinged on the aircraft, whereas a nose wheel did exactly that, and no one really understood the ramifications of driving a nose wheel through slush and the amount of spray that would come up onto the aircraft, and how it would slow and retard the takeoff, and how it was difficult to unstick the aircraft. So they discovered subsequently that the captain had done just about everything right, other than not go flying that night. They delayed and delayed, and eventually they decided to go, and perhaps that was the wrong decision. But the football team were trying to get back home after a European game in Germany, and of course a great number of the team were wiped out in one incident. So that's one of the reasons we remember it so much, because all those football supporters, it's still something that's in their history.
All right. Anything else? Anybody else have anything to add?
So it was on APG 259, and the tail was called the Busby Babes.
Okay, the Busby Babes.
That's because after the manager, Matt Busby, Sir Matt Busby. He was knighted in the end, a renowned, an excellent coach and manager.
And were the players very, very young?
Oh yeah, most of them. The goalkeeper in particular was set aside because commended, because he went back into the burning aircraft a number of times and pulled out unconscious fellow footballers and other passengers, and he was quite severely burned as a result.
Okay. We're going to scoot over to number 5. And speaking of what we were discussing earlier in the cover art, the APG Air Force, Freddie Roll writes in reference to our last episode, 694, UK privately owned jet fighters. For your information, he says, as you said, there were several Nats, jet provosts, etc., but there were Hunters too. Hawker Hunter F-58A misdemeanor. Golf
misdemeanor,
Papa
very
Sierra
good.
Tango. I like that misdemeanor.
Yeah.
Not sure what the current state of play following the Brighton Shoreham Air Show disaster in 2015 with another Hunter. I think the government may have clamped down on these privately owned jets. Let's see. GPSST was originally built for the Royal Air Force as Mark F.4 XF947 back in 56. Was initially delivered to number 5 maintenance unit at Kemble and Gloucestershire. Gloucestershire before entering active service with number 3 fighter squadron at RAF Gallenkirchen, Germany. After a short period of time, she was reallocated to 229 operational conversion unit at RAF Chivanor in Devon.
Chivener.
Okay. So basically he's pointing us to privately owned Hawker Hunter. And he said, last time I checked in April of 2017, she was up for sale. And I don't know. We haven't checked recently, I guess.
Lovely paint job.
Yeah, it is. Very cool.
You know, the Hunter had 4 gun ports in the nose, and in the versions that we converted to, I think they were Mark 6s, they had smoothed over the gun ports. They covered the gun ports with skin because there were no guns in it anymore. They made it so streamlined that it was the fastest Hunters they ever made, really. And this was the aircraft that, having done 7 trips in a 2-seater, you did your first solo in. the fastest Hunter they ever built. I'll tell you
boy.
what, getting the gear up after takeoff before you overstressed it was really quite a job.
Wow.
Apparently, Misdemeanor lives in Canada now.
Ah, well, I
She
never.
is providing tactical combat training to.
Yeah, I was going to mention that's becoming very common in the United States. I don't think it's happening in Europe really, but there is more and more demand for privately contracted air training support that the government is using. So, instead of having all government entities when you're dealing with like aggressors or
Red Air,
other aspects, they're now a lot of units are contracting out for whether it's like tactical air support for like PJ training with the Air Force or actual like air-to-air aggressor training. A lot of that's coming from private companies. Draken's well known, but there are other ones that are operating. Hunters are common. Mirages are starting to show up. There's one outfit that's got F-16s. F-5s are super common. A-4s are common. So that's driving a new sector in the jet warbird aviation circles that didn't really exist 20 years ago.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's great.
Well, keeping with the same subject, Les Yaw, warbirds for sale on tradeaplane.com. He says, hello, crew. Trucker Les. Parked for the night outside Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Great show this morning. I don't know if Captain Stefan, was more amazed to find out he was a binge drinker most of his life, or
I
that
haven't listened to that
Americans-
show. I'm going to have to go back and find out what you guys
It
were
was
talking
fun.
about.
It was fascinating.
It was fun. Or that Americans can buy warbirds and fly them in the skies over the USA. He was asking, because we used the term binge drinking, and we basically said, well, it's just the way you Germans normally drink.
Ah, right. Yes. Fair.
Oktoberfest.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, back to Les. I looked up for him and you all. I found these on tradeaplane.com. And so, you're showing those right now. There's a Messerschmitt ME 109 for only $3.45 million. Okay. And then we got a 1959 McDonnell Douglas F4 Phantom. Nick, come on. It's
Less than a million.
Yeah, that's an Air
Come
Force one. I want an ex-Navy one, please.
Oh,
no, it says Navy.
It says Navy on
Sure
it.
says Navy on
Really?
the side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what that big.
Well, it's got the
NAVY
wrong
means.
nose, but I don't understand that.
Maybe it was painted after.
Yeah, maybe.
No, it's
Maybe
got
it got a new nose.
the little radome. It hasn't got the big Navy radome.
I mean, maybe somebody painted Navy on it because they didn't want an
Yeah.
Air Force one either.
Oh, yeah, it could be. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, that's
And
nice.
then the next one, a 1944 North American P-51D for only $3.4 million.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Cripes a Mighty is the name of that
Cripes-a-mighty.
Mustang.
Yeah, that's very famous. That's George Preddy's Mustang. So that was a very famous scheme from.
Hence
There's
the,
actually 2 or 3 Mustangs with that scheme on it. But yeah, Preddy was one of the highest scoring aces in World War II.
Wow.
And this next one here, a 1952 Douglas AD-4 Sky Raider. And it's only $790. I mean, it's like a bargain compared to all the other ones. $795,000.
When I was a kid, I thought those were
52.
just the coolest airplane because it
I
was
think
such
Sky
a
Raiders are
massive
awesome.
airplane with a tiny little cockpit bubble right at the top.
Yeah.
So there are family sedan versions of Sky Raiders that I just think would be an awesome airplane to fly around the country, hauling my kids. That like an early electronic warfare airplane that's got 2 pilots in the front and then got a club seating behind them.
Yeah, exactly right. You can sit your kids back there.
I thought about doing that, but with a OV-10 Bronco, so the kids are separated in the box.
Yeah.
Could you put up that Messerschmitt ME-109 again? Because I think
Liz
that's
is doing that.
Liz, I think that's one of the ex-Spanish Air Force ones that has a Merlin engine. Because these are the ones that they used in the Battle of Britain movie. And we all thought, oh, they don't look quite right because the nose is very fat as opposed to the actual Messerschmitt, which had a very slim, skinny nose because of it had this great long, I think, BMW 12-cylinder.
Yeah, I think that was a Hispano, right? That Spanish or the
That's what it says on the
license-built
ad.
version.
It says Hispano Aviation.
Okay.
License
Oh
from
yeah,
somebody
right there.
else.
Sorry. Yeah, so that was a Spanish license-built version.
So they don't look
nose.
quite right.
And this one looks even more funny because it's got a 2-seat cockpit, so the cockpit's
for the
super
tail gunner.
long. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Okay. Yeah, thanks, Les, for that. And we're going to end the show today with this piece of feedback from Adam Springmeyer. Crossing over the pedestal, jumping over the trash bag. Now, what does he mean by that? Well, we're going to find out. Hello, APG crew. A few episodes ago, Captain Jeff, Captain Nick talked about their experiences in training with their respective airlines. They commented that they were unfamiliar with current practices as they are both now retired. I'm sad to say that I only have 25 years left in my career for that. Wow.
It'll
my
fly
God.
by.
Talk
No
about
pun
rubbing
intended.
it in.
Sorry.
Yeah, it really will.
Terrible.
I was about the same age, by the way, Adam, when I checked out as captain. I recently added a 4th stripe to my uniform with Acme Red, White, and Blue Airlines flying the Boeing 737. My airline jokes that you jumped over the trash bag as the garbage bag hangs from the first officer's left armrest 99.9% of the time. So, yeah, you jumped over the trash bag. I started my training on 5 January. Prior to arriving at the schoolhouse, I had to complete over 25 hours of systems training on our electronic flight bag, EFB. If this was not completed, you could not participate in training. On days 1 through 8, we had 2 hours of ground school covering systems and procedures on what we were going to use for that day. After the briefing, we had a 4-hour session in the visual procedures trainer. This trainer is a series of computer screens that simulate the exact layout of the 737. Each of the switches works to what you would expect on the real airplane. On day 9, we had a test in the procedures flight trainer, which simulated 2 flight legs each with a systems failure. Once this was done, we had a 100-question systems test, of which you had to score at least an 80%. I was proud to get a 98%. Yay! All right, we finished the day with an oral
Enki
exam.
SWAT. Oh, dear, oh dear.
Well, I hope those 2 questions weren't important.
You're a good question. Yeah, good point. We finished the day with an oral exam on the 4 recall procedures that my airline has us learn on the 737. If these steps were completed, you went to the full motion simulator training. For the sim training, we had 7 sessions where we had a 2-hour brief on what maneuvers we would experience and then had a 4-hour simulator session. In these sessions, we covered every possible failure from engines, hydraulics, flight controls, and instrumentation. We also covered weather issues like wind shear, category 1, 2, 3 ILS approaches. Most of the time, it was never just one failure, but rather multiple failures. That's not fair. People often joke about calling it the sweat box, and these sessions are no joke. In session 8, we conducted our maneuvers validation. This was part 1 of 2 of the check ride. This 4-hour session covered multiple instrument approaches, V1 and V2 cuts, a flight control failure, holding, tracking radials, and a hydraulic failure of some type for both the captain and first officer. Session 9 was a practice of what Session 10 would be. In this session, we simulated 2 flights. One was from JFK to DCA, flown by the captain. This session was designed to simulate a real-world flight. We had to conduct a runway change, fly a SID, STAR, and instrument approach. On the way back, we flew from DCA to LGA, but had an emergency reroute to JFK. Surprise! On this leg, we had a small failure, which had no interruption for the flight. Session 10 was the final check ride for my first officer and I. My first officer was going for a 737 type rating, and I was renewing everything and becoming a captain. We started at Albuquerque and flew to Dallas-Fort Worth. We conducted everything from reviewing our maintenance log, giving the flight attendant briefing, pushback, normal checklists, and then flew to DFW. I flew an RNAV approach, went missed, and then flew an ILS and landed. The next leg was DFW to Houston. The FO flew this leg, and we had to accomplish all the normal procedures, including a runway change. While en route, we simulated a cargo fire. We worked together to safely find a solution to this problem. I'm proud that we both passed this long and extensive training. The next step in the training is conducting the operational experience, what we call the OE, and we are required to get at least 25 hours of flight time. When this is done, I will have to undergo a Fed ride. This ride will have a company check airman who represents the FAA, sits in the jump seat and evaluates my skills in being a captain. The final flight will be my line check. This flight will be the final evaluation of me staying a captain? Staying a captain. I guess he's a captain for the first part of the check, so yeah.
He's a probationary captain.
A probationary captain, okay. I get it. Thank you for a wonderful podcast. I'm proud to say that I have the APG illness.
Oh no.
Yeah, the old syndrome.
Get him some go around Acillin.
We do.
APG syndrome.
Yeah, I mean that's the syndrome. Now the inoculation, I think you'll have to go to Dr. Steph for that. She's the one that's the doctor.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I forgot. I should have loaded up the one that talks about the go around Acillin.
I mean, we'll just summarize by saying it's very minimal side effects. Hope you don't mind stomach cramps. And 37 daily doses. Very convenient.
Except the stomach cramps. There's a big emphasis on that side effect, adverse side effect. Okay. Anyway, so thank you, Adam. He says, your fellow 737 driver, Adam. P.S. AJ, congratulations on you joining the United States Civil Air Patrol. If for some reason you need an instructor for your educational courses, I'm an instructor and will be happy to conduct the training that you need.
And I've been emailing him.
Awesome. So
great.
He's been keeping in touch. That's great. That's pretty much standard. That's almost identical to what we do at Delta.
Yeah, our sort of sim sessions were over 2 weeks, and then we had a month or 3 of actual training in the air before we did our final check rides.
All right. Since we have Dr. Steph with us, and sometimes we don't know when she's going to be back again. And
I was gonna say I know that one's on there. It's not time critical. It depends on if you want to do it now or not.
I know. Let's do it.
All right.
Let's do it. Okay. So this is from Flight Global. I guess it's a news item, isn't it?
It's Stefan sent this to us in the group chat.
Okay. So tell us, what is it that we're looking at here, Dr. Steph?
So it's an article. Yeah, it is a news article, but basically it's talking about a PAC 750 skydiving airplane that crashed, I think, in 2024 in Switzerland. I might be wrong on that. I'm pretty sure. At any rate, the reason for the
Grenchen, whatever.
Yeah, Grenchen. I think that's in Switzerland.
Being that the Swiss Investigation Authority was the one investigating.
Probably.
No, the bad ragaz is a different incident, actually.
Oh, okay.
So they're similar incidents, but both relating to should pilots of skydiving aircraft be wearing emergency parachutes, bailout rigs, that type of thing. So the incident that was first mentioned, the bad ragaz, was a Cessna 206. Suffered the loss of his right-hand horizontal stabilizer when a skydiver had a premature opening of their parachute, damaging the aircraft. The 6 skydivers on that aircraft were able to escape. And this one was also a pilot fatality. So I'm not sure if let me see here. Let me read this. The aircraft crashed near the Bad Ragaz airfield on the runway. Its pilot was the only fatality. Given the available time, the pilot could most likely have saved himself with a parachute. So it sounds like they did not wear a bailout rig in that instance. The other incident, the Swiss Investigation Authority, SUST, refers to similar circumstances surrounding the PAC 750 accident at Grenchen. This was February 18th of 2024. The aircraft with 11 skydivers had climbed to 12,100 feet, 3,700 meters above ground, at which point 9 jumpers exited from the left-hand door. And then a similar thing where there was a premature reserve parachute deployment that damaged the horizontal stabilizer, and sounds like it was completely torn off. So that caused the PAC 750 to enter a steep dive. The last skydiver was able to exit from the aircraft. The pilot transmitted a stress call, but did not have a parachute and also suffered fatal injuries when the aircraft crashed. So the Swiss authorities, the SUST, now states that carrying a rescue parachute is standard practice and believes that sufficient time was available for the pilot to evacuate after the PAC 750 became uncontrollable. It points out another incident that occurred in New Zealand in 2015 where the pilot was wearing a rescue parachute or bailout rig, survived after parachuting from the aircraft along with all 12 skydivers. So Stefan's question was, should all skydiving pilots be wearing bailout rigs? Why do they sometimes not? Here in the United States, it's actually tied to the STC for the door modification as to whether you're required to wear one or not. So typically the modifications to doors on smaller aircraft, 182s, sometimes 206, there is a requirement that then all occupants wear a parachute. So that includes the pilot when it's worded that way. For other aircraft, that's not the same language. So that's kind of where the regulatory component of it comes into play. For us, our Caravans, Twin Otter, typically not the PAC 750, do not have that requirement for the pilot to wear a emergency parachute or bailout rig.
And what do you think? I mean, that's a requirement. How about how do you feel about it? I mean, do you wear one a bailout
for
rig
the Caravan? No. When for 182 operations, yes. There's a lot more potential snag hazards, small spaces, risks with smaller doors, smaller aircraft. You can make the argument that you could be wearing one all the time. When it's not a mandated requirement, then it is up to the pilot discretion to do it.
Now, why would you not?
Comfort.
Is it a hassle?
Comfort. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, if you're going to be in the airplane for 10 hours, it's not terribly comfortable. In a 182, you're typically getting out after every 2 loads to refuel anyway. So you get to stretch and move and do things.
And we've seen recently that the Caravan horizontal stabilizer can carry
it's pretty robust. Yeah. There actually was an incident, I think also in Australia, where a Caravan had a different one. Yeah, I'd have to go. It was a 2001 accident, so quite a long time ago, where a Caravan had catastrophic injury or damage to the aircraft frame as well. Airframe.
Steph, would a better designed jump parachute, emergency parachute, work better, or is it?
They're pretty well designed. I mean, they're actually very comfortable. That's probably a poor excuse, but it's not a requirement. I'd say it's not typically standard practice to wear one though.
Where do they sit? Do they sit like in your abdomen?
No, they're backpack style.
Like a backpack. Okay.
So do they?
Yeah, they're kind of
They're
kind of seat shaped. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you're sitting on it like it sits on top of the seat. Like usually it's quite a bit longer, and usually they're round parachutes.
Is it similar style to what's used in glider?
Probably, yeah. Okay. Yeah, usually they're round parachutes. And if you're a jump pilot who's going to wear one, definitely know how to use it. Know where the correct typically it's only one handle because it's just one parachute, but and wear it correctly. Make sure the straps are tightened down and things like that. I've seen just again for comfort's sake, it not being very tightly worn.
Okay.
So the only times I've worn chutes is when we've dropped people out of the C-47. And I don't like wearing them because I don't fit very well in the C-47 cockpit. So like I take all of the pads, the back pads out of the chair to begin with. So when I have to wear a backpack chute, I'm like scooted up in the seat. So for me, that's like the comfort aspect I don't like about it. Additionally, it would just be impossible to get out of that airplane.
Yeah, to be honest, you might actually have for you guys, definitely. For us, it would depend on what the airplane's doing, to be very honest. It's not going to be the easiest to get out of the seat to the back of the aircraft. Possible, yes. Difficult, likely.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, in a case like a Pac 750 or a 182
Caravan,
you've got a door next to you. Caravan as well. As a small caravan.
You
Pac
do.
750's
I think you would
bigger,
have difficulty egressing from that door. Yeah. In a emergency situation, if you're in a steep dive or an uncontrolled spin or something. Yeah.
All right.
Makes sense.
Well, I'm glad we had a chance to address that. I know Captain Stefan isn't with us because he's also at times a skydiving jumper dumper pilot guy. I'm wondering now he's got to tell us what he does if he is required to wear a reserve chute or bailout rig or whatever. I'd be interested to find out. All right, we're going to wrap it up. We're going to point you over to our website, airlinepilotguy.com, where you'll find information about the crew and the community and so much more. Please check it out. Again, airlinepilotguy.com. We're also on social media, or what I like to call the social meds. Dr. Steph.
Hey, check us out over on the social medias. You can go to facebook.com/airlinepilotguy. You can find us on X. We're at APG Crew. If you're looking for Captain Nick's incredible artwork for each week's show, that's over on Instagram, instagram.com/APG Crew. And you can find the video recordings and the live recordings of our show on YouTube, youtube.com/airlinepilotguy. And we know Jeff was chatting a little bit with Hillel already about what they need to update us on Slack, so we'll go ahead with that.
Can you tell us about Slack, Hillel?
Okay, but I'm dripping wet.
Come on over here and tell us all about it.
APG listeners, please join us on our Slack team. Slack is a communication, coordination, and sharing platform that works on your mobile, laptop, or browser. On Slack, we share news and ideas, we suggest episode and plain tales topics, we plan events and meetups. To get into the Slack team, please email me at slack@airlinepilotguy.com. That's SLACK, Sierra Lima Alpha Charlie Kilo @airlinepilotguy.com, or send me a tweet with your preferred email address to @Hillel, and I'll send you an invitation. That's Hillel, spelled Hotel India 11 Echo 1, and see you in Slack.
Thanks a lot, Hillel.
Where's the soap?
I don't know, but just don't bend over if it's on the floor. All right. Thank you very much, Hillel, for that. And we'd also like to thank our producer, Liz Piper. Thank you, Liz, for everything that you do, especially running the show each and every week. You're awesome. And we'd also like to thank our awesome live audience as well on the live chat. Thank you for hanging out with us each and every week. And I guess it was great to have so many of the crew with us today on our show recording. And we're going to end it by wishing you clear skies, unlimited visibility, and tailwinds. Talons, Douglas.
Cheers, y'all.
You're muted.
See you next time.
You're welcome.
Okay, we're gonna start.
Can we
over
do
with,
that again?
Yes.
Yeah.
Talons, Douglas.
Cheers, y'all.
Bye, everybody.
See you next time.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Ta-da.
Camacho stole my see you next time.
I can't even remember. I couldn't even remember the order. Couldn't remember anything. Couldn't remember what everybody said.
Too long.
Dude, tell me about it.
It was all good.
We do it every week, and we still can't figure it out.
Yeah, no, we're all
Camacho. So
now
not an
I've
excuse.
got some really bad suggestions for titles. I just couldn't come up with much this week, so hopefully the chat room has some. Snowing in Texas. I don't know if you can do anything about that.
The weather? You're kidding me? Nick is all
Well,
Captain Nick's all over
one
that.
of the other ones was the APG weekly weather review. Like we seem to talk about it every week, so I don't know. This is for AJ's hunting and shooting, something to do with hunting and shooting on APG. I don't know.
French hunting excursions.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Hunting baguettes or something like that. We could do that, like hunting fromage or I don't know. And then that great one Maine Marin came up with wheel estate. I thought that was kind of clever. You get Jeff driving around in his wheel estate. That's all I had. Sorry, I just couldn't think of much.
Well, do we have any suggestions from the audience?
I
Let's
hope
talk about,
so.
the Brady Bunch. We've done the Brady Bunch.
Yeah, we did.
Oh no, that was just me.
Oh, okay.
I was not suggesting that's a show
An
title.
APG 6-pack.
I was just responding to Tim.
Yeah, we all have 6-packs, right? Maybe Jeff does now.
In
All
the
that
fridge.
gym work.
No, not quite.
Come on, you lot.
Adjusted so you'll never know.
Come on, you creative people. Tanya, you always have some good ideas. Come on.
Tanya said, Nick, can I hold your clock? That's an earlier one.
Yeah. Clean your clock, but.
Or just don't misspell clock, or make sure you have the L. In there.
Yeah.
Prominent L.
L, yes.
Nothing
That's
seems to.
that's all we got.
That's all we
I have-
got. Sorry,
Oh,
Nick. We're
You're
leaving you.
useless.
We're leaving you. I'm sorry. I know I usually come up
I have
with
great
stuff,
faith
but
in
we just
Captain
didn't-
Nick to make something
What did
quite
we do
creative
in
out of
the
that.
news?
I'll do something minimalist then.
Yeah, very much. Do a minimalist, whatever.
It'll just be
the
blank.
white
What about
little,
some pi-
little
yeah.
white title in the middle.
What about pilots in jail? Like you could have a bunch of pilots behind bars somehow. You know, we got those pilots in jail there in Guinea, and some guinea hens running around. I don't know.
Something about out of gas.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay.
Oh, sorry, Nick. I failed my duties.
That's all right.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining
Don't
us.
worry.
Sorry for all that faffing around at the beginning. Hopefully we
Yeah,
can
yeah.
get things sorted out.
Glad I was able to get here and whip you guys into shape. So how quickly
Great to
we
have
started
Nick
after I
on,
showed up.
both Nicks.
I was going to
Bye.
say, well, you're welcome. No problem.
Bye, everybody. See you
Cheers,
next time.
folks.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.